Jack can always join.
Where's Takumi? Hit the entrance. Oh no.
Oh, that's horrible.
Okay. All the way in the back.
He's second from last.
I didn't say he was second from last. Some people would roll worse.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Let me just open the cheat sheet I totally forgot about. So, does anyone want to go over what happened last time? Anybody want to be the what's the word?
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, our party traveled to the wonderful town of Burides. They found an inn and inquired about rooms. Having booked having booked a stay, they found that they were offered one free drink. Each member was taking their time drinking as a portal opened. And inside of the portal was a rather rude individual who attempted to grab Ragnar, I'm fairly certain, and shouted at some man named Merrick. Their plan to kidnap unsuccessful, they strode through the portal and have taken up positions. It seems like a fight is about to take place. Also, Merrick is a wizard.
Did you say the guy who opened the portal shouted Merrick?
The guy who grabbed Ragnar through the portal shouted Merrick. The guy who opened the portal is Merrick.
Just wanted to... Good.
That's all.
Okay. Well, with that wonderful recap, real quick, Zadie, do you want to move into the inn? You probably, you weren't here last time, so everyone was at the bar that you had ordered rooms. So Takumi left the inn to go give his bread that he got for free away. So you can come into the inn if you want and be somewhere over here or whatever. Depending on where you think Irisvale would go.
I'm trying to figure out where my thing is.
Token's on the street. It's this guy right here.
On the street. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the tables or something.
There we go. Okay. So as Takumi so gratefully recapped, it seems like a fight is about to break loose. I had everyone roll initiative. As the brigands who were standing around the party all drew their weapons, a few standing by some of the tables stand up, pulling out crossbows. The first thing to happen, Elise jumps up onto the. Elise is the small. What's the word for it? Gnomish bartender. Thank you. The gnomish bartendress, and she gets up on her stairs and she slides a drink down towards you, Duck, and she says, "Quick, drink one more of these." It's a familiar brew as before. Duck, it's your turn.
Well, alright, if you insist, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Before we start combat, can I do something kind of not really combat related, but like thematically important?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure.
So after this weird gentleman tried to kidnap me for some reason, Ragnar will just quickly reach into his pouch, and he would like to throw the I believe it was a king's piece. Yeah, the king's set from a chess set. I believe it was wooden. I'm gonna throw it at Takumi, and just kind of point at the guy that was trying to kidnap me.
Okay, got it.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Across the space, Takumi looks at the thrown piece, looks at Ragnar, looks extremely confused, and then goes, "Oh!" All right.
All right. So, Duck, you've been passed another pint of the Johnny Jump Up from Elise, and she's told you to drink it. What will you do?
If I drink this, will it be my action?
No. This will be a bonus action.
Will be my bonus action. All right, that's important too, though.
It's up to
'Cause
you.
I can't rage. Are there any commoners in here? Any peasants?
Yeah, no, this place, I just was not about to put all those tokens. Basically, every chair in the place is pretty full.
Holy crap!
This place is crowded. Yeah, music. That's the stage over to the left over here. This place, it's full of people. There's
All right.
patrons at the other stools. These are just the players in this combat.
Yeah, but he's asking if there are any peasants. Does anyone there own a console or like what's the deal?
Ah, I see.
Right, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, Duck is gonna pound back the Johnny Jump Up.
Okay, could you please roll a Constitution save for me?
Hell yeah. Is he still raging from the last time he drank the Johnny Jump Up?
Yeah, because that would have lasted. This all happened within a few minutes.
Okay.
How long is rage?
I think rage is 1 minute.
Yeah, we'll call it. You were drinking it when the guy was talking to Ragnar, so
Alright.
you're fine.
Alright. Oh god.
Okay. The Johnny
Both
jump up.
twos.
It goes down you, and you feel a bit wobbly, but you turn around ready to fight. Nothing seems to happen from it.
Alright, okay. Or I mean, it was a little tasty, yeah. Thanks, I guess. Duck is going to attempt to grab the guy grabbing Ragnar.
Okay, so you're gonna try to grab
Grabception.
him
Actually, he's going to he's gonna do the duck. He's gonna spend a stamina point and do the duck.
in. Okay. All right.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll against that. Okay. You
Right.
successfully grappled. If he doesn't roll a 20, he didn't. So he successfully grappled the man in front of you.
He's going right towards the wizard.
You're gonna throw him at the wizard. Okay. Please,
So
please
Duck
roll
is,
a 1d8.
is gonna do full wrestling move, just like lift him up over his head and just chuck him right at the dude's neck.
Where is the wizard anyway on the map?
This is the wizard right in the middle of the
Okay.
and this is the man.
That's 2 plus 4, so 6 damage.
Okay, so they both take 6 damage. All right.
And are prone, yeah?
And knocked prone, yes. So you've successfully thrown this man at the wizard. He flies across the room, lands against his friend as both of them fall over, knocked prone. Is that your whole turn?
Duck is gonna use his move. Let's see. He's gonna get right up.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. The man you have thrown quickly stands up, giving you an angry glare as he throws daggers at you. Now, he opens his coat a tiny bit, and his hand quickly dives into it as a dagger comes flying out. That hits. I lied. That is a 19. Hold
Okay.
on. That hits. That is an 18. 18 hits, right?
Yes.
That misses. So he quickly knocks out 4 daggers from inside his coat, all of them flying at you, for a total of 3 of them hitting you, 1 flying past you and hitting a chair behind you, for a total of 17 damage.
Halved to 8.
Have to 8, yes. That seems to be all he can do now, as the wizard behind him stands up, grabs his shoulder, and says, "Come on, we need to leave. This isn't going to end well." Quickly opening his arm in his left arm in a large arc above his body, swinging it back down around as quickly right in front of him, a huge black void opens up. a sparkly, crackly fire effect around this void as you all see another familiar portal spell. He grabs the bandit in front of him, yanking him through, and the portal closes behind him.
Alright, that's all fair.
These
Do I get an
people-
attack of opportunity against the guy?
Yeah, pulling him, sure. Yeah, you do. Who are you trying to hit? That doesn't matter. You hit either one of them.
I only get one against the guy because I'm not close enough to. I'm not within melee of the
Okay.
wizard.
So as he's being pulled into the portal, please make an attack. Okay. Your Yeti Horn Dagger comes up and you give him a nice stabbing in the shoulder. He doesn't seem too pleased about that, but he is successfully pulled into the portal and away from the fighting. They have currently left the inn. They're not outside. They've disappeared. Mercalli, it's your turn.
So, who is this guy standing right next to me? Are the rest of these guys like still in the fight?
All
or are
brigands. Yeah, these are all brigands.
And they're all in the.
They're all ready to fight you. Yeah.
Alright, Mercalli's gonna cast a sleep spell centered on this guy. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would hit you. It's 20
Yeah,
feet.
I'll figure out what I can do here. What is it? Here,
Well, you
it's-
can move it over. Like.
Yeah. So it's 20 feet. Okay. So. Yeah. So I'll do it like here then. That's gonna.
Right here.
Right, and then that'll still cover it.
If you do it here, you can actually hit everyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You do it like
The
right there.
aura on my
Whole-
character
whole
is
part.
currently
'Cause
20
if
feet.
you did it lower, like down here, you would actually hit like Elise and the bartender, and they probably would be affected.
No, I didn't realize how.
Yeah, so where Ragnar's standing, I have my aura on, and it's a 20-foot aura.
Yeah, perfect. You can cast it right there. You'd hit all
Okay.
5. Yep.
I'm just particularly wanting the guy right next to me to.
I gotcha.
Okay, so he's going to cast that at 3rd level. Okay, so first off, I'll just. Oh no, he can't. Second level. He doesn't have 3rd level spells.
Okay.
That's a good number.
Turn around, say the magical incantation, and slowly but surely, this bandit right next to you falls down unconscious. However, before he does, you notice that about 4 or 5 peasants sitting at the table around right here have also fallen down unconscious. It does not seem to affect the next few bandits, but this man right here, I'll put a little effect on him. Falling asleep. Tiny little. The bandit right behind you. You have successfully seen.
Alright, cool. And then I'm just going to crawl up over the bar and on the other side.
Okay. You're joined on the other side. You see Elise is standing on what you can now perfectly see is stairs at the edge of the bar, and you have now 3 quarters covered.
Okay, great. And that's going to be my turn.
Okay, Nicholas, it's your turn.
Okay, so Nicholas is going to.
What's Nicholas going to do?
Something special.
So just so you know, I believe that's Irisville right there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the brigands are him, 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 him. That's it. Okay.
Nicholas is going to jump up onto the table, drawing his rapier, and attack this poor sod.
So a lot of the peasants are giving you dumbfounded looks as you jumped on their table, kicking aside their food, I assume, to approach this man. Can I see a dice roll? Repeat that. That hits. Okay, so you plunge your rapier into this man. He screams out in pain. He screams out in pain. It seems to have hurt him very, very much. He's bleeding profusely from your attack. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Who is up next, actually?
It would be Iris Vale. You are up next.
I didn't think I can do that, so... Alright, I can't do what I wanted to do. Misremembering a rule, but that'll be it for right now.
Okay. All right, Irisvale, it's your turn.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and chill touch the person right there.
Right next to you, right over here?
Yeah.
Sure. You can step up and roll chill touch. Okay, that hits. Then you can hit the, yeah. Oh no, you just hit the underneath the name, yeah. Okay, so you've stepped up to the, if you want to move your token up to the bandit over here. Or, oh wait, or are you just casting it from far away?
Yeah, I'm just casting it.
The magical energy, wraps over him, and he, shivers as a bit of what seems to be his life energy is drained from him. You have damaged him for 3 points. Is that your whole turn?
I mean, might as well be.
Okay. Suddenly, a man can't quite see him underneath all the crowded bar and all the people. But you hear a voice call out, and a familiar one at that, and he says, "Hey, duck!" As he
What?
as he jumps up, and it's Jorah. He's jumped up onto a chair to get a good aim as he pulls up his crossbow and fires a bolt right past you, Ragnar, and it hits this brigand right here. Let me see for the damage. Okay. It flies right past Ragnar and Jack and hits the brigand right over here. It is now your turn, Ragnar.
It's my turn, but I rolled horribly.
Well, other people rolled worse.
Wow. Okay. Ragnar will have his owl come over here and give him the help action. As he runs up to this rapscallion, and he will cast Booming Blade,
Okay.
which I actually have to check if I do more damage at 4th or 5th level.
Fifth level.
Yeah, damn. Okay. Alright, so just a regular attack. I can
Yeah,
only assume a 21 hits.
Yes.
Alright, and then he's gonna have his owl fly under the bar. He's gonna use cunning action to disengage, and the rest of his movement to jump over and join Mercalli down here. I'm just gonna kind of give him a nod and be like, I have no idea what's going on, but this seems like a good...
You You see Mercalli, you see Elise back there, and your rapier's left a nice gaping hole in this brigand who is yelling out in pain.
Mercalli just nods back.
little nod of acknowledgement. With that, the bandits spring to action. One fires his crossbow straight at you, Nicholas, as you're standing above. Let's see. Nicholas, your AC's 13? Right?
Yes.
He missed. He fires off a crossbow. It flies past you and hits into the ceiling. Iris Vale, this bandit right over here has also lifted up his crossbow. He fires it off at you. That one definitely hits. For a good... Where's my D8? There it is. Oh, jeez. For 9 damage.
That's fun.
It flies at you and hits you in the shoulder, wounding you as these brigands are now rushing to jump over the actual counter. Okay. They use most of their movement to get over, but one of them's able to throw a knife at you, Mercalli. Let's see if it hits. That does not. His knife flies past you, landing in a barrel behind you.
Wow. It was a bad throw, that guy.
Yeah, you're only 10 feet in front of him, but the knife, he's just not up to par with that. This man also uses half his movement to crawl over and throws a knife at you, Ragnar. This one...
He also takes 2 damage.
Oh, from moving?
Yeah, booming blade. As soon as he moved, it activated.
So you see this brigand climb over the counter and suddenly scream in pain as a snap cracks through the tavern, the booming blade going off. He falls down, and instead of actually even getting over the counter, he just simply falls down into a dying state right over the counter. The counter just basically falls down and dies right in front of you. This bandit sees that his friends are not having much luck, so he's going to rush on over to you, Duck. He rushes on over to you and swings a scimitar at you. For not enough. His scimitar comes by, but you definitely dodge out of the way as he completely misses. That is all of the brigands. Takumi, it's your turn.
Okay. Can I make it to here with all these people and tables in the way?
If you want to jump and run across the tables, yes. Yes, you can. You may.
Alright. Takumi shouts, "Everyone, leave at once!" Before making his way over to this bandit.
I mean, if you say so. Alright.
He takes out his great club from among his things and attempts to strike at the bandit in front of him.
That hits.
Alright.
More than enough. You swing down with the great club, hitting it straight into the bandit, straight in the where did you aim for?
I suppose I'd be aiming for the small of his back.
Right down for the small of his back, hitting him hard. You hear a few cracks, but it doesn't seem to kill him as he falls straight into the table and then down and unconscious.
Okay.
Down to this man here.
Okay. And is he making death saving throws right now?
No.
Oh.
Not with your great club. I'll say since you hit him so hard and he had so little HP, I'll let you have control over that one. That one did not put him into a dying.
Okay, boys.
So Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
At this point, Elise has grabbed another bottle from underneath the counter, steps back onto her stairs, and calls out, "You, big guy, drink this one better!" and throws it at you, Duck. You attempt to catch it.
What does that even mean?
Do you try to catch it?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, let me make a roll for her throw, actually. Okay, yeah, you know what? It lands so perfectly, you don't even have to make a dex save to catch that. Not with an 18. You catch it perfectly. Do you chug it? No bonus action this time. It's free.
Yeah,
Since
alright.
you caught it so perfect. I need a Constitution save.
Alright.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No!
You suddenly feel yourself filled with strength. Could you give yourself a +2 strength modifier and
Holy fuck!
that
That's
you don't
above
have
the max.
Yeah, it is.
That's above the
You
fucking
failed your
max.
con save earlier. Hard. You almost failed it too hard.
Okay.
Yes, it's your turn, Duck.
Alright.
You feel strength coursing through your veins.
Okay. By the way, what's the newest member of our party's name?
Iris.
Right. What kind of weapon does Iris use?
I believe she's a mage, right, Sadie?
Sorceress.
So
You have a melee weapon.
Your audio's cutting out at the end.
Alright, never mind.
I don't think she does anyway.
Okay. Duck is going to, Duck is gonna spend another stamina point to bane that guy right in front of him.
Okay. Alright, would you roll in athletics, please?
Alright, yeah, it's athletics plus an extra 2. So that's a 16.
Success.
Alright.
Alright, now you gotta roll a d20.
I'm rolling so shitty.
You're lucky though, because he does not have a lot. That's d20 plus your strength, right? So that's
Oh, oops, I just rolled straight damage, my bad.
Yeah, you have to beat the d20 first.
Oh wait, oh,
Yeah,
I have to roll 2 checks to roll the attack?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Alright.
That might change because that's a lot.
Oh no.
Oh no. I think we're gonna get rid of that second check because you already have the athletics check at the beginning. So I'm just gonna do the 8 damage since you rolled so low anyway. Remind me to change that, or change that on your sheet, and I'll change it on the actual site because that's a lot for not that much damage. But in any case, so you pick up the bandit in front of you, dropping him on your knee. You hear a loud crack as he then falls down from your knee onto the floor. He seems extremely hurt from that, but he does not seem.
Darkness is your ally.
Was born in it.
That's why it's called the Bane. Is that it, your whole move?
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh, Maricali, it's your turn again.
Alright, so he's gonna stand up and cast a Scorching Ray at like 3 different people.
Sure.
So,
That hits all of them. So,
okay. So the first guy right next to him,
oh, okay.
and the guy attacking Duck.
Okay.
And this guy right here.
All right.
Look at that, 9, 10, 11.
That's okay. You fire him with a scorching ray in front of you. and instantly part of his body catches on fire. He starts yelping out in pain, trying to pat it out. You seem to hurt him very much. Your other ray goes right over the bar, flies into the man fighting duck, as suddenly the man fighting duck spins around and screams as well in pain and quickly falls down on the floor. His screams being doused by the sound of the fire. You have killed this man over here, or at least put him in a dying state. And your other scorching ray hits the crossbowman up here, and he also begins to writhe in pain. The flame engulfing him as he too falls down, engulfed completely by this flame, down in a dying state. You have successfully downed 2 people and greatly hurt the man in front of you.
All right. And Mercalli is going to crawl up over the bar again and just stuck underneath it here.
Okay. At this point, Jack has had another drink of the Johnny Jump Up and fallen down. He is currently unconscious on the ground. It seems like he didn't next drink too well. Nicholas, it's your turn.
Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna keep attacking this poor bastard.
Well, the guy in front of you is downed. He is downed but not dying.
Oh, okay. I missed that bit. All right, fair enough.
Actually, right now, the only bandit that's not either unconscious or downed is the one behind the counter. And he seems very hurt. He's still trying to put out flames.
This one's awake?
Which one?
Back here?
Not the bandit. That's Jorah.
Oh, I see.
He had jumped up on the chair, and he fired.
Ah, okay.
I'm trying to. I think the range for vicious mockery is just within eyesight, if I remember right.
Vicious mockery? I think so. I can check that for you. 60 feet. You got it. I think that's 60 feet right there.
Yep. All right, so
Yep.
there's that. Make
Okay.
a DC Wisdom save, and yeah.
All right. That's a fail. He fails his wisdom save, and he takes the full 4 damage. He not only now.
I've seen better brigands in a preschool.
Not only now is he on fire, trying to pat himself out, but you see somehow through the flame, through the glint of the light of the flame, a tear rolling down his cheek as he winces in pain from your vicious insults there.
Yeah, that one hit hard.
That hit hard. You know, preschool is a tough time for him. You don't know what you're saying. Is that your whole turn, Nicholas?
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
cold.
That was cold. Damn. Iris Vale, it is your turn.
I think I'm gonna go over here.
Remember, last guy's right down here. This guy right down here.
Yeah, but I'm like really low on health right now.
Oh, okay. You gonna hide behind Duck?
You see the dude.
So you head over, and are you just mirroring Duck's position so that you're not in front of him?
Duck pretends to hit himself in the face.
Tends to what?
Hit himself in the face.
What?
It's a barbarian thing. It's not meant for us to understand.
It's not meant for us to understand. Okay. Is that your whole turn?
I don't really have anything healing.
Okay. At this point, Jorah stands up and quickly runs, using his full, or at least almost his full movement, to get over to the counter over here. He looks to the lot of you and says, "Quick! We need to leave!" Ragnar,
Oh, but they're all dead. Oh,
he's one still alive.
right, yeah, but he's just one, like, puny, right? I can take care of him.
Alright, so Ragnar will... he's still kind of lying on the ground, ducking behind the counter. So he'll have Themis fly, and he'll just he'll throw a dagger. Oof! Does 15 hit?
That hits. That just hits. More than just, but yeah. Your dagger flies true, landing. Where do you want it to land?
Let's go with growing.
Landing. This man is crying and on fire, and your dagger flies straight into his groin. He grabs it, gives it, and then falls over, defeated, in a dying state.
Defeated in more ways than one.
Man,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
He's been burned, insulted, and emasculated.
alright, and then I will,
Talk
using
about
my
adding
movement,
injury
just
to
kind of
insult.
hop back over and have Themis land on my shoulder.
Okay. At this point, combat has ended. Elise is jumping up now on the bar and saying, "All of you, you need to get out!"
Well, I mean, you're welcome for saving all those people.
You're bringing trouble into this bar. The
Well, I
web
didn't
knows
bring
not to
nothing.
bring their business here, but obviously you're worth more to them than my word. So get out! At that point, Jorah is now turning to you, Ragnar, and says, "I'll explain later, but we need to leave."
Right,
Okay.
alright. Yeah.
You have resuscitated the which bandit are you looking at, Takumi?
One,
He
2, 3.
okay, so you're resuscitating all.
Takumi's just running around doing that.
Okay.
I really hope we don't need those later.
I have another one.
This bandit is still asleep, though it seems like he's stirring now. And this one.
Alright. Takumi sets about tying them up with his rope chains and manacles.
Okay, where would you like to place them?
I presume we're getting kicked out while all this is happening, so by the door sounds good.
Okay. Yes, at this point, Elise is actually ordering everyone out. There's a flood of peasants heading into the streets now, all kind of like, "Oh man, my drinks." As you line
Oh,
up.
if that guy is still alive, then I'm down to 1 charge.
Okay. And this guy's asleep. Do you bind him before he wakes up?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Same with this guy over here.
Yeah.
So Takumi's binding all these individuals up, healing the ones who are on death's door. Jorah is tugging at you, Ragnar, saying, "We need to leave." And Elise is screaming, "Get out! All of you out! Now I have cleaning to do! Everyone, get out!
Alright. You don't have to yell. Yeah, alright, lady. We're
Get
leaving.
out!" And she throws a bottle at you. Can you make a dex save?
Oh, thank you. Very kind of you.
It's an empty.
No.
You just move your head a little bit and it flies straight past you and crashes against the chair. I said, get out!
Alright. Come on. Let's go. Oh, sorry. Duck, like, bumps into Iris. Totally did not know she was there. Alright, you're coming?
Takumi follows.
Okay, so
after
everyone.
doing what he typed.
Okay, so everybody. Yeah, you find it. You find it.
So Mirkali is definitely not really liking or trusting Jorah very much. So I'm going to try to be, like, especially aware of what Jorah is doing in our surroundings.
Remind me how we know Jorah again?
Jorah, for anyone who doesn't remember, is the halfling you met in Brewery, the one who was stealing the grain.
Oh, the grain thief.
The grain thief who openly admitted and said he had business here, and he's the one who said to Ragnar, the web entangles all.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He is trying to lead you. By the way, Jack is unconscious. Is anyone gonna carry him, or are you just gonna leave him on the floor?
You can kind of like
I'll go
drag
get
him with me.
No, I'll get him.
So okay, you'll bring him with you.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting my friend here.
Your rooms will be fine, but don't come back for a few hours. Elise says. The bartenders running around trying to clean everything. The different hostess.
You don't have to be so mean about it.
Yeah, she doesn't seem very happy that a fight broke out in her.
Always extra careful not to break any chairs or anything.
Out! She screams. Jorah is outside with everybody, and he says, "Come on, I know somewhere safe."
Is anybody gonna help Takumi carry these bodies, or is he gonna drag 6 people? Because I like the idea, but
Duck could probably take one more. He's carrying Jack.
Oh, we're not leaving the bodies. I thought we were leaving the bodies.
oh well, aren't we gonna interrogate them?
Well, we could always take one.
Let's take one.
One is easier.
Right, hand me one. Okay.
All right.
Duck, you're carrying Jack. You feel a shaking on his hip, right?
Yeah.
You're carrying Jack. His sword
boy.
is shaking, violent. You don't know me.
What? Has he got the jitters or something?
Suddenly you hear, "There they are! Get them!" And from the crowd of people, 4 more brigands show up. We will use the same initiatives. Duck, it's your turn.
I'm really sorry about this, Jack.
Are you gonna throw
Is that a good idea, actually? Is that a good idea?
Yeet Jack at
If you please make a strength check to wake Jack up.
I don't know if I want him awake though.
Well,
Wake
what
him
I'll
up
let
by
you do
yeeting
is
him.
if you hit him and you get above his strength, I'll do his strength score. You wake him up for a throw attack.
Should I just use the get help?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you do get help, and you succeed, we'll say you wake him up. We'll do that.
Okay, I need to roll an athletics check. The DC being the con score of the ally.
Yes.
All right, is my rage over at this point?
Your rage is over, but you're still affected by the Johnny jump up, so you still have +2 strength.
Okay. I will not rage again. Wait! Did the bottle count as an attack against me? Because if that's true, then I might still be raging.
Yeah, we'll say it did because you have to dodge it.
Ah, hell yeah! All right, that's total bullshit, but I'll take it.
Nah, I'll give it to you.
Okay. All right, Duck is gonna. So I have to roll an athletics check. So that's an extra +2 as well. So it's 20.
Yep, that works.
right.
You are successful.
Okay.
If you can roll it in the yeah, thank you, because I have to double check what it is. So who are you throwing in that?
I didn't think about that. Probably this guy.
Guy right out here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you throw Jack. And Jack, for a split moment, opens his eyes, whips out his mace and or his hammer, and slams it against the man for what is it? Twice your strength modifier? Jesus.
Which is 12, an extra 12 damage.
He slams it against the bandit, killing the bandit instantly, landing right over here. However, he does land on the ground and doesn't seem so good, seemingly passing out again.
Good job.
But he does take out the bandit. It is now Mercalli, it's your turn.
All right. Mirkali is just going to what is that? Firebolt. One of these guys here. Probably this one here.
Okay, that hits. Okay, your firebolt flies out, hits the brigand. He scratches at his chest, trying to get the fire to go out, but it seems to rage on. He seems a bit worse for wear. Is that your whole turn?
Yeah. Mirkali will just sit back and see how things play out.
Nicholas, it's your turn.
Okay. Just reading the rules on a specific spell of mine.
Sure.
60 feet, instantaneous, some level, that's 10-foot radius, sphere spell. Okay. Alright, so that'd be a waste of a third level spell. Okay, I know what I can do.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Bane.
Sure. And who are you casting on? Okay.
I'm assuming that's the only 3 we see, correct?
Yes, right now this is all you see.
Okay, so it's just going to affect all 3 of them, if it works.
All right. You could just make a charisma saving for that. So that's something we're very good at. What's your DC for this?
13.
That is, and none of them save. And you cast this at what, level 1?
Correct.
Okay. Use attack or save the spell attack. Okay. All right. You say the incantation as you cast your spell, Bane, and suddenly they all seem a little bit more dazed and confused, as if the next time they attack, it'll be a little bit harder for them. You have succeeded on baning all 3. It would now be Iris Vale. It's your turn.
I want to take a step over here and then cast.
Okay. And you cast it on these two. I think you need to get a little bit closer for that because it's a 15-foot cone, right? So you have to get.
Probably about here then.
Yeah, that'll hit. That's a 15-foot cone. It's the cone right there. I'll count that. It'll hit both of them. You put your fingers out in the formation, your thumbs touching each other, as fire quickly conjures from your fingertips, flying out at the 2 bandits. They are quickly engulfed in flame. Two of them both dropping down, dead, or at least in a dying state from your attack.
Which is weak.
Yes.
I wasted a stamina point on him.
Maybe.
God damn.
At this point, Jorah turns to all of you and says, "I'm telling you, we need to get somewhere safe. Come on!" And he runs. Let me just.
Anybody else getting a bad feeling about this?
And runs away. Misdirect. It is Ragnar. It's your turn. You have done what you said you would.
I've had a bad feeling since we first set foot in this city.
I was feeling kind of good at the Cape store.
Okay, so Ragnar will follow. I guess.
Okay.
Or wait, no, there's still one alive?
Yeah.
There's one still alive.
Okay, well, perfect. Well, I could still follow because I got 60 feet of movement and an attack. Let me just make sure. Mr. Themis. Oh, yeah, he's good.
That hits. You while walking, or at least not really walking, but running behind Jorah, you turn back. You let loose an arrow from your short bow. It pierces straight into this brigand's chest, and he falls down dead from the attack. You have successfully killed all 4 brigands out here. Combat is now ended. Jorah is running, just not even checking to see if you're following him. He's just running down.
Duck's gonna get Jack.
Okay. Duck, you run over and you pick up Jack, who's stirring almost as if he's going to wake up soon. But he does not pose any problem as you pick him up. And what do? Hoist him over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to do with Jack as you do that?
Probably just follow the party.
Okay. And what's the consensus with the rest of the party?
Right, yeah, I
We
mean,
might as well follow him.
why do we trust this guy, though?
Did
He's a
No.
thief. He's untrustworthy.
Takumi pick up the King's piece?
I did,
he did.
yeah. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it yet, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Takumi lays his hands on each of the 4 grievously wounded individuals that he'd already tied up, and tries to rouse them awake, giving them each 1 point of HP, and brings the chains to bear and hopes to escort them walking with the rest of the party, which would slow them down significantly. But I'm gonna keep them, damn it.
So you want to take all 4 of these guys? So
All 6 of them, but I
oh,
Takumi,
that's
what
right.
are
'Cause
you
these guys
doing?
are just asleep. Yeah.
Takumi, we can't take every brigand we beat with us.
And what should we do? Leave them here to attack us again?
Or, I mean, they're tied up. Right, I mean, the innkeep can take care of it. Right, we got more important things to worry about, yeah.
The innkeep is running scared.
Come on, the guard will be here soon.
Wasn't she throwing bottles? I don't think she was real scared.
So you've got your train. Is everyone else following Jorah? How is that the consensus here? Or are we splitting away from
Yes.
Jorah? Okay. You're making your way downtown, walking fast. You know.
No, I don't know.
However-
Can you explain more?
Something
And I
is
need
holding
you.
back as Takumi's marching 6 chained prisoners. They don't seem to be moving that fast. Jorah is gaining, or not really gaining, but gaining distance, I guess, on Takumi. But if everyone else is following at regular speed, then I can do this.
Leave me behind.
All the way over here. Ali, you've seen this map.
Whoa!
Now I gotta copy all these fucking tokens that you're taking with you.
Sometimes.
Okay, and I gotta move this, and I gotta zoom in. You guys are on the bottom left, by the way.
I found us.
This Google
Nice.
Maps.
No, this is The Witcher. This was if I ever need to not want to make a map, I can use all these maps, and I preloaded them and gridded them and all that stuff
Nice.
Very nice.
to make it easy. It's a little tough to tell where everything is. I can understand, but you'll get it.
Yeah.
In any case, so wait, now I gotta move Jorah too because grab him. He's leading you guys. Jorah is leading you down the road, or I guess up the road in this end, right up this road, outside the tavern. Who's leading behind Jorah? Do we have a
I mean, Duck went to go pick up Jack, so he'd probably be near the rear.
Ragnar? Would you say you're the closest behind Jorah?
Well, I was gonna stay back and help Takumi kind of ferry the prisoners, but seeing as all the other melee people are kind of slowed a bit, I guess I could go near the front.
Okay.
Alright.
Will you make a perception check?
I will. Can my owl make a perception check?
Yes, he can.
Oh,
Okay.
22 probably sees it anyway.
As you're you close your eyes for a moment to see through Themis, and right ahead of you you see four more thieves, brigands, bandits, whatever you would call them, waiting to stop you. You have the jump on them because they don't seem to notice that you noticed them. So you get to go first. What would you like to do?
Okay. How far?
Oh, by the
away?
way, these seem a lot weaker, hint, hint, than the other bit.
Okay. So Ragnar will send Themis up here. To give advantage, he will loose with his short bow.
That hits.
I assume 2 hits. Do you even want us to roll damage if
Nope.
these are just minions?
Nope.
Okay.
Your short bow fly. You had an arrow loose. It flies out, hits the bandit, and downs him right away. He is out for the count. Is that your whole turn?
After that, I would like to yell ambush so that the rest of the party is.
Okay. With that, I gotta do some.
What? Who are we ambushing?
Gotta move some stuff. With that, the bandits jump to action, and one of them fires off a crossbow at you, Ragnar. Let's see. That does not hit. The other one, this one up here, does the same. Let me just double check. Yep. Let's loose another crossbow shot at you. Does not hit. And the one all the way in the back, let's loose his crossbow, this time aiming for the mass of the bodies, right at you, Duck. Does not hit. Suddenly, a number of crossbow bolts come flying by as many of them miss. Not a single one hitting a target. Takumi, it's your turn.
The train stops for no one. What's my movement with all of the prisoners?
15 feet.
Alright. Let's
30
move
if you
15
roll.
feet. Yeah, let's move 30 feet. Alright, boys. I'm gonna be right by Ragnar. And have my boys come up.
All right. By Rag. God, I gotta highlight these guys. There.
There we go.
Your prisoners are slowly shambling behind you, their hands shackled. That's your whole turn. You use your whole movement. So, Duck.
Takumi looks pretty carefully at the bandits in front of him. Do they seem weak? Do they seem like they might be young and inexperienced, maybe children, something like that?
Nope, most of them seem like pissed off middle-aged men. Some young as in like young adult, but not young as in child.
Okay. Duck is gonna hold Jack in his shield and he's going to move forward 30 feet.
Okay.
And he's gonna pick up a rock
Sure.
and throw it at one
Yeah.
of the bandits.
See how hard you can throw. Let's see the roll.
Am I still under the effects of jump
Yes,
up?
you are. Yes, you are. Jump up is for a little more while. I think
So-
you're done.
Just a strength check then?
Just a strength check. So +2. That is. You throw the rock. Where do you want to hit him?
In the temple.
You throw the rock at which one are you throwing it at? This guy right here?
Yeah.
Okay. You let the rock loose, it flies, hits him straight in the temple, and he suddenly just stops moving and falls over. Doesn't seem like he's in a dying state, but definitely seems like he's not gonna get up anymore.
It's knocked out. Cool. Alright, and Jack's with me too.
Okay. Oh, you carry Jack with you and just
Yeah.
Okay. Miracali, it's your turn.
Alright, so Mirkali will move up through the crowd here that is trailing to get up a little bit by Duck.
I threw a rock
A little bit by Duck, and he'll do all of these guys have crossbows, or?
Yeah, everyone seems to be sporting crossbows, at least that you can see.
Alright,
So, Harvey,
so he's gonna
what became of the giant nanny?
firebolt one of these guys.
It was a big rock.
See how that works.
That hits.
Alright, so he'll do why does this guy have a little symbol on him?
Oh, because he's knocked out. He's down for the
Alright.
and this guy's dying.
Zap this guy here.
Okay. Your firebolt flies out, engulfing the man in flame. His clothes catch fire. He yelps in pain as he falls down, trying to pat himself out, but seems to lose consciousness and drop into a dying state before he can get out of that. The only reason I'm making a difference between dying state and down but not out is for a more pacifist friend in the group who might want to grab people and heal them, or grab people who are not dying state.
Well,
Nicholas.
I can't really think of a way to cast a firebolt in any way
Not
that
deadly
really
way. Yeah.
All right, and then Mirkali's just gonna dive to the ground and cover his head.
Okay. It's all you, Nicholas.
Alright, cool. So there's 60 feet. And that bandit nearest to me, where is he exactly? Is he on like a stairwell or something by the look of it, or?
Right here.
Yeah.
It's just it's the arch. It's the weird angle. He's standing underneath the or by the side of the arch.
Oh.
He's visible to you. He's not standing above you.
Okay. Okay. That being the case, that changes what I was going to do.
Well, what will you do? He could be on a staircase. What you're gonna do is gonna be cool.
Well, originally I was going to just run past and shout another vicious mockery at somebody.
Sure.
But I have an ability. Where is it? Actions. Features. Is it in there? Wielding melee weapon in one hand, weapons, looking for blade flourish. Whenever you take the attack action on your turn, your walking speed increases by 10 feet. weapon attack hits, you can use one of the following. Okay. Alright, cool. So. Go there, and I will make an attack on him with my rapier.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
How do you want to kill him?
So Nicholas is going to run past him, rapier drawn, and then kind of do like jumping up and pushing off of the side of the arch to come around and deftly just push the rapier in between his neck and collarbone and pull it back out as he falls to his feet next to him.
So, Nicholas, you come running up. You do exactly as you said. Your foot pushes you off of the side of the arch, giving you a nice boost of air. And as you land, your rapier goes straight into his neck, perfectly between the neck and the collarbone, coming right out as you land with assuming an awesome pose. As you land, and this bandit seems to drop dead. He does not seem like he's bleeding out. He seems like he's straight.
The only other thing Nicholas does is once he lands, he just kind of stands straight and flourishes his rapier to flick all the blood off of it before turning back to his cohorts and waving them along.
Okay. Awesome. Iris Vale. It seems as though all these bandits are knocked out. And since it's your turn, let's see, how are we going to do this? What would you like to do? Are you going to follow Jordan again? He seems to be running off once more.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
I didn't even need to do anything.
All right. So everyone is following Jorah once more? Jack, or Duck, suddenly something shakes on your shoulders, and it seems as though Jack has woken up from his drunken stupor. The effects of the Johnny Jump Up that had knocked him out previously seems to be worn off. I'm assuming, Jack, you want to get off of the shoulder? Hello.
Oh, Jack, wait, before you go, what's up with your sword? That was kind of vibrating earlier. Yeah, it was keeping me out a little bit. Jack. You in there, buddy?
Is everyone else moving up as Duck is speaking with Jack?
Yeah, Jack's mic isn't working, by the way.
I'm aware, yeah. That's alright. If you want to type for it and then try to fix it while we're doing that, that's cool.
What? Oh god. Oh, Duck drops back on the ground, just like face first. Just... I don't like snakes.
Takumi, are you doing anything with these downed brigands or no?
There's no time, I guess. I'd like to, but
It's up to you.
I mean, like, nobody's gonna watch my dudes. I can't leave them alone.
Okay.
Yeah, Mercalli will help Takumi with that.
Takumi looks at Mercalli very appreciatively and says, "Thank you." And he runs over and immediately begins using his healer's kit charges.
Well,
God damn it.
you're gonna heal him, so he'll get out of the dying, and you're gonna wake him, right? We'll just say you've woken him. You can wake this guy because he's just knocked out.
Oh no, I don't. I mean, I just want to prevent them from dying. There's no way I can chain them up in time, like, you know.
In that case,
Duck is gonna hang out
Is
and
dead.
wait.
You want to heal this guy?
Yeah, so I'm down to 9 on my second kit, so I've used up 1 healer's kit officially.
All right. The moment it takes you to stop and quickly heal everyone, the number of people you've healed now is so high that you're pretty proficient at it, and it's very, very quick. You don't seem to fall too far behind the group, as everyone, I assume, is still following Jorah.
Doug is hanging behind.
Okay, so yeah, Jorah will stop then. If everyone stops, Jorah will stop to look around, give you an impatient look, but allow you to finish your business. We can't hang around here too long. It's not much farther.
Yeah, Ragnar will he'll stop and help one of the bandits as well, just to kind of speed things along.
Nice.
Nicholas is
And
just gonna look
because-
back and sigh.
Because Takumi hasn't left the 6 prisoners, he's going to do the thing to the bandit he helps. And once he's done, he'll kind of stand him up and just smack him on the butt and be like, "Run, run!"
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. The bandits speed up a bit now. They seem to go a bit faster.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I was doing the thing to like, let's say this whatever bandit I saved.
Oh, that
from
you
the-
help? You run.
Yeah.
Like run along now. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm like, run along. We won't kill you today.
The bandit looks at you, confused but appreciatively, and he'll chug along and run away. Who's leading the group?
I suppose at this point it's Nicholas.
Okay, Nicholas. You're following Jorah up the street here.
Indeed.
All right. Would you like to give me a perception check? You gaze along the street. However, you do not see any bandits or things of the sort. It seems all clear for the moment. As everyone rounds, or as Jorah rounds the corner here, he runs up to this building and to a door right over here, opens it and waits for the rest of you to follow.
I assume we're done waking people up back here.
Yes, yeah, you're done.
Alright, well, Nicholas will go to the door, but stand outside and wait for everybody else.
Right now, it's just an open door to a normal house, but Jorah has his hand up as like a wait sort of thing, like don't come in yet.
Hate when I have to ask my mom if my friends can come over.
I was just thinking that. Mom! No, what's it called? He has his hands out, giving you the wait signal. But as the rest of you, I assume, cluster around the door, what are you gonna do?
Nicholas is gonna keep a watchful eye and see if he can't notice anybody else trying to sneak up or anyone just still in pursuit.
Yeah. I'm actually just gonna send Themis, whatever rooftop would be highest, maybe like right on the peak up here.
Okay.
And kind of keep an eye out on the area. He's perched on the roof.
So Themis instantly notices. I won't even have you make a perception check because now they're moving a bit faster. A number more bandits that has seemingly were a bit late to help ambush and are now currently making their way up the road, following where you just were. At this point, Jorah, noticing that everyone is finally nearby, pulls something out of his pocket. Is it who's standing closest to the door?
Probably me.
You want to make a perception check? You don't. Okay. You see him pull out a deep dirt red powder from a pouch on his jacket, and he puts it against the wall right next to the door, rubbing it against the wall in a arch formation before. Thank God I stuttered on that one. Before pounding the left side of the arch, palming the right side, like putting his palm against it, snapping in the middle of the arch, whistling, and then saying something you can't quite make the language out. but he says something in a completely different language foreign to you. And suddenly the door that's open into a normal house, a black void opens up in front of it. Fiery sparks around it. A familiar portal spell. No way to tell where it goes, but Jorah turns to all of you and says, "Quick, get in. It won't hold forever."
I'm gonna hold a knife up to Jorah and be like, "You first."
Yeah, fine, but you need to hurry. Are you gonna throw him in, or are you gonna let him get?
I'm gonna hold the knife against his neck and slowly walk in the portal with him in front.
Oh, sure, okay. How about everyone else? What is everyone else doing?
Nicholas is going to wait until everyone else is through the portal before he jumps in.
Actually, I would say Ragnar is gonna stand here and kind of just swing his arm and have everyone come in. I'm assuming at this point everyone's kind of. I know all our tokens are literally in the middle of the road, but I'm assuming we're all like
everyone's
over
all
here.
around there. Yeah, you don't have to move your tokens every time.
So what I'm gonna do is, right here, 15 feet by 15 foot tall, 15 foot wide. I'm gonna use silent image to just make it look like this is an empty street. So anyone who's kind of walking around over here, if they look down our street, all they will see is an empty street and nobody standing here.
Oh, cool. All right. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do?
So we're probably just gonna like see people who are going through this, see arms or other appendages get cut off as they go through the portal.
No, it doesn't seem like their appendages are getting cut off. It seems as though they disappear into this void as they step through. No screams of pain or anything like that.
Just gonna kind of stick his staff through, then pull it back out again.
Oh.
Yeah, Duck, as he's stepping through, you feel something poke you in the ass, and then if you turn around to look, just the edge of a staff is sticking out of the black void behind you before it gets pulled back away. You feel a bit of resistance, Mercalli, but other than that, your staff comes out healthy.
Alright. Okay, so yeah, Mercalli will go through.
Okay, if at this point everyone is through, Nicholas, you're just waiting at the end, I guess?
Indeed.
Ragnar, you've cast your spell. If everyone goes through, then what you've stumbled into now as you exit to the portal, Nicholas, you follow in after everyone's in as well?
Yes.
Okay. The wavers behind you, Nicholas, and quickly dispels. You're in a room with a door on the other side. It's dark, it's a bit dank, there's a few candles lit, but you can't quite make out much more than a table, a chest, a bed, and a few seemingly possessions straight across the table itself. Jorah is still being held by Duck. There doesn't seem to be anyone else in this room. There's just one door on the opposite side, and the portal is now gone. It's just a wall behind all of it. Are you gonna let me go?
Well, I mean, not until my friends are here. Sorry.
Your friends are here.
Alright. Wait, but where is Phil?
Just let me go. You're safe here. I'm not attacking you.
If you've done anything to Phil,
I don't.
and let him go.
All right, Jack. All right, Owen.
Yeah, you finally wake. Did you release Jorah?
Yeah, I let him go.
Okay. Jorah quickly rushes over to one of the chests and opens it up, to the only chest, and opens it up and is rummaging through it. We can't stay here for too long, but it'll be safe for a few hours, he says, rummaging the chest. Looking for.
Where does that door lead?
To the street. Where else would it lead?
Friends of Dora, what is going on? Who are these people and what's going on?
Jorah turns to you and says, "Well, I have a bit more time to explain now. Let me find something." And keeps digging through his chest.
Now that things have calmed down slightly, Takumi turns to Ragnar and says, "Ano toki no sore wa anata ka?" Translation in chat. Rough.
Did you bring the prisoners in with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
How tight is this room
Jesus
with all
Christ.
these people?
It's not a big room. It's pretty packed right now. You've got one.
Ragnar will just look at Takumi, kind of.
I didn't catch you after kind of confused.
That's it. Like he's looking
Oh,
at
okay.
Takumi just with a confused look on his.
Okay. The confusion is returned in full. Takumi looks even more confused, but goes to look to his prisoners and make sure that their bindings are secure.
So Ragnar, because before we entered town, Ragnar changed his appearance to, I think it was a red-headed
Yeah.
monk.
Yeah.
So I will dispel that disguise self.
Okay.
So now I just look like Ragnar again.
Okay.
But maybe can't hold on. Oh my god, it's so hard to type because I'm typing one-handed.
Gotcha.
As
Is there anything in this room?
a bed, a table with a few seemingly personal items strewn across it, and then the chest that Jorah is digging through. Jorah at this point has seemingly found what he says. I found it. I found it. Okay. Now,
Found what?
these won't help too much. These, and he quickly throws you a rope, and it is a small rope that seemingly could fit around your wrist, and it has a bee dangling from it, like a little wooden carven bee. If you put these
Like
on,
the animal, or
no, I'm sorry, it's the letter, just a letter B carved. And he's tossing it to everybody. He seems to run out after he's tossed to Mercalli. So everyone but the prisoners have basically gotten one. He says, "I don't have any for them. This will buy us some time, but it won't buy us forever. They have eyes everywhere."
How, pray tell, is this
So-
string? And
Can everyone make a perception check real quick for me?
oh wait, the second one. Actually,
Okay.
the first one is better. But it should be a +4 instead of +2 because I have expertise on it.
All right. Gee, I forget how many people are in this group. Sometimes I'm like, how many more? Okay. All right. All right. B- Back now.
I think.
Everything went robotic and then I disconnected.
Weird.
I got kind of disconnected, but I'm back now.
Yeah, I think
Seems
everyone disconnected.
Okay.
Man.
What server is this voice channel on?
It switches like every other week because every other week it's a different problem.
I gotcha.
It is on. God, where is it?
Wait, are we back?
Server settings.
Kind of.
Yeah. U.S. Central. You want me to change it to U.S. East real quick and see if that works better?
I guess.
All right.
I mean, it looks like we're
He is. Jorah has passed out these little bracelets with the letter B attached to them, a little wooden B.
I think we're gonna have to back up quite a bit. Anything after the perception checks were made, I didn't.
Yeah. I'm doing something right now. You wanna? When do you want to back up to?
The last thing I heard was, "There's so many people in this channel."
Oh, I was saying there's so many people in this chat. The perception checks. I was like, oh, there's so many perception checks to make. I'm always like, who's the last one? But and then I said that Jorah had finished passing out the bracelet, the rope bracelets with the little B, little letter B carved, hanging from him, and he's passed them out to everyone except those 6 prisoners. He doesn't have enough. He also doesn't have one for himself, it seems.
I don't get it.
And what is this bracelet for, Jorah?
There's a word. I won't tell you it right now because I don't need you to use it right now. They're a one-time guy spell bracelet. It's so that when we leave this house in a few hours, you can disguise yourselves and the web won't. It'll keep them off our trail for a little.
And who is it exactly that's on our trail?
The web, the spider's web, it's a powerful organization, and there's no way we can fight them alone. And they have eyes all over the city. They've been following you, even through your disguised self, he says, pointing at you, Ragnar. They've been following you everywhere.
Oh no, I took one out with a rock. How strong could they be?
Those are the lackeys. We're talking a massive organization with spies across the entire city that know where you are at every moment. The only way to get around this city is through these portals. At least, that's the only way to get around unseen.
So this whole town is run by thieves.
Well, unofficially, yes.
So actually,
Boys.
upon hearing that they've been following us this whole time, Nicholas will get a panicked look in his face.
So wait, what do they want with us though? Why are they so interested in us?
They don't want you people. They want him, he says, pointing at Ragnar.
Little old me?
Don't play coy with me. I don't know everything about you, but
What, did you like fuck the boss's daughter or something?
I've heard things about you, he says. More serious face being put on. He says, we're in the same boat.
He also knows too much.
So I look at him and ask, did you also cross paths with Gren in the...
What was that?
Okay. All right. No, I just never mind.
Listen. They're gonna follow you around everywhere in this city until that Viper gets what he wants.
And what of the guards?
The guards, there's nothing they're gonna do. They're in the pockets. At least not all of them, but most of them are in the pockets of the spider. They'll look the other way. He'll clean up the bodies, and they won't ask any questions.
So, Nicholas is actually going... Well, his rapier's still drawn. So Nicholas is actually going to point his rapier at Ragnar's neck. I've had suspicions for quite some time as to, let's say, your trustworthiness. But after what I've just seen, after what he's just said, he's going to point to Jorah with his head. I think it's time you come clean, my friend. They've been watching us, which means we've turned Mariana into a target. And I just saw you shift into something besides Ragnar.
Let's not get hasty there. You know, he's in a tougher spot than you think. As am I.
I don't give a damn if he's in the tightest spot that's ever existed. I don't give a damn if someone's going to shove him up the anus of a dragon.
Well, yeah, your aid was spawning. I figured that it moved.
Well, that's crass.
And who are you? I don't believe we've met.
I am Jorah. I've met some of you, if you recall. I don't think I've met you.
He's a bit of a perk.
Hey! I'm...
Macaulay whispers, he's a
What?
halfling.
I make wonderful company, just not under such circumstances.
Takumi casts his eyes about the room questioningly, as if to say, when did you guys meet him? What?
This is a brain thief.
You?
Farm. You don't remember any of
You stole the grain?
Well, he was underpaying me.
Have at thee! Takumi legitimately is going to attack this man over some grain.
Okay, do you want to roll an attack roll? Okay. Alright, please roll an attack roll, or do whatever you want. You're
Alright, 1 second.
If Takumi is going to attack this guy, Ragnar is actually going to hold it.
You cut out there?
Sorry, if Takumi is going to attack this guy, Ragnar would jump in and try and hold Takumi back.
Hold me back! Hold me back!
Okay. Are you gonna oppose him? Do you want to make like a grapple check or something?
He will just try and stand in front. I'm not even going to try and grapple him. Ragnar is not strong enough to even try. But he will insist that we need.
Okay. Takumi stays his hand upon seeing Ragnar make his move.
Listen, grain is grain. But I have something more important.
You've stolen something else, then?
No. Well, yes, kind of. It's more complicated than stealing.
Please don't talk about stealing things while Takumi is in the room.
It's
It'd be even better if you spelled it out like a child who doesn't. Please don't talk about THEFT.
It's not stealing if someone tells you information willingly. But that's not the point. I need your help.
Why should we help you?
Because if you help me, I can take the information I know and I can leave. I can go
Bullshit.
far away from here. Did you just
How
say
does that
bullshit?
help us?
Yeah, we don't care about this guy. Why do we care about this guy in the slightest?
Listen. I have information that could seat a new king. Do you understand? A new king. And
Kings.
if the
What are kings
spider's
good
web
for?
gets this information, the Spider Queen, the one who runs the whole organization from this very city, she will sit on the throne. You see how she operates her business. Do any of you want that?
You can have it. It's a piece of metal. Look at our
piece-
kings.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the throne of the entire Sutherlands. I'm talking about access to a vault with riches upon riches upon riches that no one has been able to get into since Gallius has disappeared. I know how to get in. I know how to make the next king. And I will not let the spider's web have that. But they have something of mine, and I need your help getting it back before I can leave.
It sounds to me like this whole country is in a state of disarray, and everyone here isn't worth putting any effort into. Why exactly should we help you if all we've seen is corruption, lies, and slander?
Well, at the base of...
Because the alternative is death at this point.
Well, and a king with a proper king with a proper lineage, and the skills to go with it, should be able to establish some.
A proper
kind of
king is one with the power to take the throne for himself. That
A
should
proper
go without
king
saying.
is one who is loyal to the Emperor of Sumo.
Okay.
Ragnar will give Takumi. Ragnar
I'm
will
not
give
loyal to
Takumi like
anybody,
a squinty-eyed look at that.
Or so you let them fight amongst themselves. The strongest one
Listen.
will win.
At the base of corruption are people who get harmed by it. Good people who have nothing to do with the upper levels of this thievery and torture and hurt. Do you understand?
I understand. I'm sorry, but
I'm not
We-
talking to you, big man. I'm talking to the bigger one. He says, nodding over at Takumi.
you want to say that again?
I want Jack to step up like, me? No. Of course I understand that, but I haven't seen hardly any good souls since coming here.
A
Oh,
paladin
you weren't there
who
getting the cake with
seeks
us.
goodness in this world, yet gives up as soon as times get tough, is not worthy of the.
Not worthy of the title of paladin. And a country that does nothing to help itself and allows itself to be overrun by invaders is hardly a country.
I can get behind that.
Why are we going after ill-gotten gains and wealth when we should be focusing on getting out of here?
Well, the bracelets I gave you are the only way you're walking out of here later, without getting attacked by brigand after brigand. You'd like to return them if you're not going to help me. They're expensive.
Takumi really considers this.
It seems pretty self-serving to want to leave and abandon the innocents who have no other option but to endure this plight.
Well, and we also need to think about the historical situation that where we're at, where when there is no king, that leads to a vacuum of power. A vacuum of power leads to chaos. Invites the kind of chaos that we've been experiencing and seeing when we first met. Will a king solve all the problems? No, I have no interest in a king, especially
the
a
orcs
human
we
king.
witnessed are a direct example and symptom of precisely what Macaulay is talking about.
Exactly. That's exactly what I
From
was saying.
everything I've learned in the short time I've been in this city, the orcs were relatively handled whilst Gallius was on the throne. Ever since his disappearance, it's become worse.
Right, but Gallius wasn't fighting the orcs off himself, was he? I mean, that was like the people from the town, which he was admirable.
No. Gallius was off fighting dragon.
Takumi nods.
But with a figurehead, people were united, which gave them the strength to hold off these warbands. Without a figurehead, everyone's squabbling amongst themselves to sit on a stupid chair. And whilst they're squabbling, evil and chaos has become rampant and it is beginning to reign. Innocents are dying in the streets.
But how exactly does opening up a cache of riches change anything about that situation?
There's
Well, that
more
is a good
than
question.
money there, and it's not about money.
Yeah, more resources spread out could help the people as well. You can't really do
Gallius-
that without
Yeah, what were you
using
saying?
it.
Gallius is famous for doing much traveling on his downtime. There are scores of powerful magics and other things within that vault as well. But the vault is not what's important. It's the information I hold that could give the Spider Queen the throne. The vault is just the side, the add-on, the thing to ensure that she gets the throne.
Well, I don't know too much about this country, but if the king really affects the common people that much, is this really true? Does the king have such a direct bearing on your Joe, your average Joe?
Well,
Take it from me.
average
When
Joe.
people have someone to look to for guidance, for unification, everyone is better off. It's that way every time I'm aboard a ship. When I was rescued, the entire crew looked up to the captain. When I was captain, the entire crew looked up to me. They looked to me for guidance. They looked to me for an example. Without that example, everyone goes in different directions and nothing is accomplished.
Roy, I agree with you, Roy. Like, when I grew up, I had a herd. Strong herd leader makes the herd, Roy. A man who can't defend his own family, or Goliath can't defend his own family. He died. Probably deserved to die too. Right? I'm saying, why should anyone help those who can't help themselves? If they're just gonna up and die the next month.
Well, society was formed because people needed help, needed help from each other to survive.
Aiding others is the way of justice. The only question is whether they are worth aiding.
Well, yeah, I'm not a bad guy. I will help people, but like, what's the point if they're just basically kill themselves, right?
Well, Mariana wasn't out to kill herself, or she.
Mariana was strong. Right? I'm all for helping Mariana because she's got a strong will and very powerful thighs. What I felt back. Believe me, believe you me.
Some people have no choice in the matter whether they're able to defend themselves or not.
Well, and when Mariana was a child, she couldn't defend herself.
It's the way of life. Some people can't defend
We can
themselves.
choose.
People
We
die.
can choose to tip the balance, and tip the scales in favor of life.
I don't think it's worth fighting for. I have my own things to worry about. You have your own things to worry about. We have our own families.
Takumi, can you make a perception check for me, please?
Yeah, sure.
The herd comes first.
I
At
still
this
have
point,
questions.
everyone in the room hears the 6 prisoners call out, Inferne! And if you turn to look, they're holding a small red slip in their hands, and as all of them 6 call them out at the same time, suddenly their bodies begin to shrivel up and turn black as the 6 of them all fall down, seemingly dead.
And emerge in the Mega Band.
All right,
No,
but
they've shriveled and turned to what seems like burnt corpses.
the important
Sound-
question is: my chain okay?
Your chains are fine. Their clothes seem fine. It's literally just their corpses that
Ragnar stabs one.
That seems like a
talking-
fun little spell.
Ragnar, you've spoken before of dragon fights. Now, whether you've ever fought a dragon, I'm not sure. But you've heard stories of how burnt and stuck bodies become when they're in a dragon's blaze. That's how these bodies feel when you poke them with your rapier. They're very, very dead, as if something burnt them alive, roasted them for a good couple of minutes. But as I said, none of you saw any fire when that happened. They just simply shriveled up as if they were burnt on the instant.
Well, that problem took care of itself, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those
And
men
we
have
wasted
resolve.
all that time dragging them through the street.
Or nothing.
We've learned something very useful here. These men will stop at nothing to prevent us from learning any of their information. They have resolve, and they wish nothing but harm for us. We know that they cannot be negotiated with through this. Although, I suppose some people might already know that. Looking towards Jorah.
No, they cannot. Especially not when it stands in the way of the Now, have you decided if you're going to help me or not?
I'm not helping anyone until I have answers.
Listen. Like I said, the spider's web wants the information I have. You look like a good man. Sir, they have my daughter. I need your help.
Duck scoffs at this.
Duck it.
If she was my daughter, oh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I'll do it.
Couldn't protect
Not
her.
for you. Sorry. I'll do it. Not for you, but for your daughter.
I'm not asking you to do it for me. Thank you.
There are still other innocents to be dealt with.
Well, I'm in. Let's kill some people. I
And-
mean, save his daughter or whatever he said.
And
Yeah.
when you say that, Ragnar, Jorah gives you a look and says, "And I will repay that debt, and I will help you too."
What could you possibly do?
Taking down the spider
I
queen.
can be strong in my own right, he says, looking at you. He's gonna step forward and kneel down in front of Ragnar. For your help, I will pledge myself to you, and I will follow you until you dismiss me.
So Ragnar, with his rapier still in hand, will kind of mockingly knight him.
Wait. Not so fast. Why should we trust this guy? Everything he's telling us could be a lie, right? Could be lying about his daughter. Even if he's not lying, he couldn't even protect his own helpless daughter. How is he expected to watch our back? Can't trust him in a fight.
I can fight well. First of all,
Alright, even if you
Second of
can't
all-
fight well, maybe he's tricking us.
why would I help you run away from people trying to kill you? What purpose would that serve? If I was with them, why wouldn't I just
I
help
didn't see
them
any
kill
of them
you?
trying to kill you.
To gain our trust, you want to make us sleep here so that you can capture us. It's obvious
not-
those men.
Here, look around the room. There's one bed.
Yes,
And
you can
what
take
am I
the floor.
going to do? Dang, he said sarcastically before continuing. What am I going to do to seven of you?
What about these bracelets? Perhaps there's an evil enchantment upon these to turn us into slaves.
You, he says, looking at Ragnar, not even getting up off his knees yet. Give me your bracelet. I will prove that they're not that.
Ragnar will not hand his bracelet and says,
Yeah.
I trust him, and he will be following us.
Hold on, Ragnar. I need you to do something for me. I gotta put it. Go to the journals tab and see if you see a little thing.
I do.
Everyone should see it, but see if you can look at the actual character sheet.
Oh, I can't.
So I can see the character sheet.
And okay, perfect. You can look at the core stuff and all that, and you see all his abilities down there.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, and I'll walk you through that later. That is a follower. He's your follower.
Bro is weak.
That's different. I'll explain the. If you read the little rules, it's not actually 3 HP. It's 3 times
Okay.
he can take damage. Is the difference.
Gotcha.
The DC he has to basically, when he's hit by an attack, roll a Constitution save, and then if the DC is the average damage from the attack, and if he rolls higher, he doesn't take damage. If he rolls lower, he loses 1 health score. That's what it is. So you don't have to keep track of like 9 different health scores in case
Gotcha.
other people get more falls. That's what it is. It's all in the primary, under the primary ability stuff. It's all under there.
Gotcha.
Okay. In any case,
So Nicholas is
Jorah
going
has
to
pledged
just
himself to you.
sigh exasperatedly, shove the bracelet that he has into Jorah's hands, just yelling, "By the hells, just take the damn thing, show us what's up with it." He's going to point to Ragnar, and you, I am not done with you yet.
Listen, as I said, he says, wrapping it around onto his left hand, it's a disguise self bracelet. It works for 4 hours and then loses its magic. Very, very expensive to get enchanted. So I'm wasting it right now to prove myself to you. You, Ragnar, you have the ability to disguise self. Yes, I saw that, okay? So you don't need the bracelet, but thank you for trusting me. I will show your friend here that I'm not lying. Pick a face, he says, looking at you, Nicholas.
Ooh. Nicholas will actually just, shrug and point to himself.
You're not too much taller. I won't be able to get the right height, but... Cogno, he says, and snaps his fingers, and suddenly he begins to grow, shift. You don't hear any cracking of bones, like his body actually shifting, but you see his form fold up into a little bit shorter than you are, but a pretty similar face, and the clothes are not quite as elaborate and nice, but are semi-close. Do you see?
As far as I'm concerned, the man is telling the truth.
Ragnar will look at because he's like a half elf, or he's what is Jorah?
Jorah
Halfling.
is
He's a halfling. So he's like kind of a short, deformed Nicholas. The proportions are all off.
Yeah.
So I would look at Jorah and be like, "Ah, Nicholas, you've never looked so beautiful."
I suppose the bracelets work.
Alright. Fine. I won't argue.
Yeah.
I'll have my eye on him.
Mercalli, do you know if there's any truth to this vault existing?
I don't know. But I don't. I think it's likely. I think it's likely because, well, I just think it's likely.
Unless people have listened to some of the tales or studied some of the history of the region, or live nearby, so probably Niklas would be the only one that I can think of, and maybe Iris Vale that could confirm whether or not this vault exists. Actually, Jack, you might be able to as well because you're into magic items, so you probably would have heard of the legend of his vault. That's just for you guys to know. In case everyone's like, I don't know if I
This is one story I don't think Nicholas would actually know.
Okay. So, Jack, you would know, and then Zeta, you'd probably.
I mean, if it's anything.
Jack, you probably know it the most. So then, you're going to help me.
I'm willing.
Ragnar will look at him, and our goals are currently aligned.
If you help me with this, I will help you with anything you need. He says, giving you a look, a knowing look. Okay. We'll have to wait here for a little bit. Before we leave. And when we leave, I'll give you the code for the bracelet is Cogno. Don't say it now, you'll waste the magics, please. He says as he slowly transforms back into his normal self.
Okay, so Ragnar will take his bracelet off and toss it at Nicholas, as I do not.
And from there,
Nicholas will catch it and just keep staring intently at Ragnar.
they're holding my daughter at the Bug Hall. The Bug Hall is where the web openly congregates. I know she's somewhere in the lower level, but I'm a good thief, but I'm not that good. So I'm going to need your help breaking her out.
And this bug hall, it's somewhere in the city. Where?
It's only 10-15 minutes from where you were in the inn. The inn is about 15-minute walk from the bug hall. What is it? You take the road south and you go east. And you follow the road east and you'll see it. It's an old abandoned cathedral. Well, it's not abandoned. It's just simply not a cathedral anymore.
Did you watch Hunter x Hunter recently?
No, I've not.
Okay.
Alright, well, it sounds like we need to get a move on before they figure out where.
Oh, they won't figure out where we are. This is one of my last safe houses in the city, so taking you here was a big risk. I'll have to find a new one after this. But we
Well,
should
it
be
sounds
good
like-
to leave in an hour.
Oh, I was gonna say, it sounds like we need to do a long rest.
Well, we can also rest for a long time if you need to. The bed's mine, he says, giving Takumi a look. But I have bedrolls in the chest if anyone needs. Not a lot, only 3.
I would not sleep in the same room that men have died in. I would recommend that we not rest here.
All right. Well. Not
Some
too...
of us look a little better than others. Just saying, I'm pretty sure someone said they were pretty low health. Is anyone bleeding from the mouth?
No.
Well,
If anyone is in need of aid, I will offer it. We must set out quickly.
I lost like half my health.
Oh, is that a cure wounds spell I hear? I think it's being cast.
Wait a minute. Takumi made a joke, I think.
7 HP. There you go.
There's
So,
still an unanswered question, or rather unfinished business.
What is that?
If these people have known we were coming, have followed us since then they know where Mariana is. We've turned her into a target.
I don't know who Mariana. Who's Mariana?
That's the woman we were escorting here.
You escorted a woman here? Well, where is she now?
She with her dad?
I don't know precisely where she is. Her father was called to the war room within the main, and she was, last I saw, gathering ingredients from his stores.
If she's in the main, she's safe. The bug's influence ends there.
But she won't be there forever.
Well, then we can go warn her if you'd like. I
She's
am
leaving,
willing to help you with that.
She's leaving perhaps at dawn, maybe slightly before. All I know is she's leaving early in the morrow.
Well, this is what we can do. At least this is the best I can offer you. If you have a better plan, I'll hear it, but these bracelets will last 4 hours, as I've said. And that'll give us enough time to head over to the Grey Cat. It's one of the inns near here. There, we can talk to the barkeep, and I can get us passage through the sewers over to the main. Well, at least near to it. If that's something that interests you, we can do that. If you have another suggestion, the bracelets may be able to get us to the main themselves, by themselves, if that's something you'd like to.
I have one. How exactly are we to enter this cathedral? And what are we going to do once we're in?
At that,
Well.
Nicholas smiles and, wait, the cathedral, you mean the main, right?
No, he means the Bug Hall. The
Bug
the
Hall.
main is a castle.
Oh.
Well, the main is the district, and the main proper, like, is the castle. Like, if you said the castle main or the main proper, you'd be talking about the castle. But you could also just say the main as the district. Both work. If you want, I can move us back to the breweries thing just to give you a little something to look at, so you know. So this is the main here. This is the castle main, and then this whole district considered part of it. And then this is the Bug Hall. This is where you guys went to the inn. Right. And the Grey Cat was over. And he said it's about the 4 hours can get you to the Grey Cat, or it could also get you to he said. So he hasn't told you where you guys are in the city.
Okay.
So at this point, Ragnar will just his eyes will kind of show a sudden sign of worry as he looks to the rest of the party. Goes, "Do you think they're gonna go take our capes?"
Well, they better not.
Capes. That's not very incognito of you.
Justice does not need to hide incognito.
I think that we should try to rescue the daughter. She's known to be in danger now. At least we suspect.
Alright, yeah, let's rescue the daughter. Because
Well, I'm very thankful that you're helping me. we still need to know how are we proceeding.
Well, we're owed a favor by a certain man in the main. Perhaps it's time to collect.
If you're owed a favor in the main, you may be able to escort Mariana out safely, if that's something you're looking for, or get something else. Who is her father?
The court mage.
Oh. Oh yes. No, you'll be able to get something good out of that.
I was referring to Mr. Rodiger.
Rodiger. Is he that brewery? Right? He's the Lord of Brewery.
Hi.
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 Yes.
Oh. Well, he's never really at the main proper. He's typically down in either the downtown Farthing or by old Uptown. Sometimes he's just in Uptown, but he's going between the different inns and he drinks. If that's who you're looking for in the city.
Very well. We'll find an alcoholic and hope he might be of some use. Do you have any idea where he is now?
Not at the moment. He's just famous for being around those places. It's surprising that he wasn't at the Cavernous Crack. That's one of his favorite spots, so he's either probably now at the Grey Cat or at the Blue Tankard. One of those.
Wait. I just remembered something. Something that Mariana's father told me.
Which is?
The city has guests.
City has guests.
Yes.
Indeed. The 12 Claws of the Dragon. You told me about them when I went to visit. Apparently 2 of their members are here in town.
Mm-hmm.
The 12 Claws of the Dragon? 2 of them are here?
Indeed.
Are these actual claws of a dragon, or what are they?
Despite the fanciful name, they're part of a ruling council, apparently.
Uh-huh.
They watch over people's retreat mainly, but they act as enforcers. That's good news for some people and very, very, very bad news for others. Do you know which claws are here?
Oh, damn my memory. One of them started with a D. Delkin, something of that sort.
Decon?
Decon, yes.
Shit. What about the other one?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. T something or other. Track, I believe.
Tracia.
Tracia, yes.
Tracia and Decon. That's the worst combo.
And why is that?
Decon's an ass. And very quick to judge.
I think we'll get on nicely.
Well, I've seen him walk up to someone who stole a piece of bread and cut his head off right then and there. No word, no trial, no nothing.
Although
Just
that is terrible,
justice.
I find it difficult to believe you at this moment.
You have not met Decon. Tracy, on the other hand, stories about her, she's very nice. Never met her. But, I've seen Decon before. That's pretty lawful good to me. Yeah, I mean, In any case, if they're here, they'll be in the main. Definitely in the main, as far as I would assume. Though, what would you plan on doing with them?
The more hands to help save your daughter, the better, I feel.
Doubt they'd save me. In fact, if we see Dekon, I rather you don't tell him anything about me. Nor would I suggest you tell him anything about any of you. Maybe not you, he says, looking at Takumi. You seem fine. He probably like you a lot, but the rest of you, I don't know.
Oh, that's
And
He'd probably take my hand for well, maybe even more for stealing.
He needn't know
Yeah.
who is involved, only that there is an innocent being held against their will.
Well, if you think you can talk him into it, or call in some sort of favor to get him to help you, we're talking about very, very powerful allies.
if this man is as powerful as you claim him to be, it would be folly not to include him in our plans.
Well, just how powerful he is, it scares me. I don't want him getting the wrong idea about any of us, turning on us.
While it wouldn't be the
Well.
first time I've had to discuss matters such as this with someone who rightfully should not have known who I was, I believe speaking to him might be best left to Takumi of sorts.
Oh yeah, get to talk to him. I shall accept. I will humbly attend the meeting.
All right.
So
How are we doing?
I can
I
attempt to find
will.
Tracia.
Well, Tracia will probably be with Deca. If they're called here, it's for a reason. They don't often leave people's retreat.
I will go to the main. Will someone please guide me? I have not been there before.
While I have to go with
If
you,
we
I have
only
passport
have-
in.
If we only have 4 hours of disguise, and we need more, does the entire party need to go to the main?
I suppose we'd have to work out a plan where, when two members of the party right now are going to the main, the rest of the party can do something else, or the whole party goes to the main. I don't know, and we meet somewhere.
As a spell, I can disguise any person,
Anyone?
and anyone. Oh, actually, sorry. Is it disguise self? Is it only on yourself?
This guy solves on stuff, yeah.
Dang. Well, I can disguise one person using a disguise kit, which I am very well versed in.
Okay.
So I can do that to any one person. And actually, reading up on it, I have no idea how long it would take to actually use it. I could probably use it on multiple people.
A disguise kit.
Yeah, like I have proficiency with disguise kit,
Yeah.
and I have a disguise kit. But like, it doesn't say if it takes 2 hours or 8 hours to use a disguise kit. I have no idea.
I would say if you're gonna disguise everybody, we'll do like 20 minutes per person. 20 to 30. Something like that. So,
The other option is I disguise 2 people who need to go to the main.
well, from here, the main is within 4-hour travel.
But that would use our only use of the bracelets, and if we need to go elsewhere, we'd have to
That's
go
true.
as ourselves.
You'd have to be careful if you're gonna do the disguise kit. We're talking about a professional organization of powerful thieves, assassins, and spies, and vermin.
Truthfully,
So
if
you'd
I'm
have to
being
be very
honest, I don't
good.
feel a disguise kit would work much on Takumi. Far too large, no offense, my friend.
None taken.
Well,
Had
you
a
could change
really
your
nice-
clothes.
I had a really nice red wig and coconuts ready for.
All right.
All right. Well, it sounds like we've decided that we're all going to the main.
That's your choice. I will defer to you. Jor gives a little bow to you.
There's
Ragnar.
only one slight problem with that idea. This entrance ticket, I suppose, into the main, there's only a few of us. And the guards know me. They'll be expecting me. If someone besides me shows up with paper saying, please let us in, I doubt they're willing to listen.
Yeah, that does seem a bit iffy.
What of the disguise kit? Your body is more normal than most. Perhaps you could blend in better than we might be able to.
No, the guards would still find it odd that my name and my reward of sorts were being handed to them by someone who did not appear to be me.
As long as you get to the gates of the main, the spiders, the bugs of the web cannot follow you in.
The advantage with a disguise kit is that when you get to the gate, you can take off what you have to show that it truly is you without having to dispel them.
Yeah.
It is literally like a costume that you wear.
Welcome back. How many of the guards truly recognize you? Would they not merely know your name and verify it with the papers?
Depending on if there's been a shift change to maybe a few more.
I would risk my chances for 2 guards' memory.
It seems we have a plan.
Well, I think you have to do the disguise kits then. No?
Okay, so Ragnar is going to disguise Nicholas. That's the plan.
Indeed, and Nicholas will actually take his fancy, his cape off and his hat and just kind of tuck them into his sack and kind of adopt a decrepit stance.
So, I don't know what. Do you want me? There is a roll I can make for disguise kit. I don't know if you want me to make it, seeing as everyone's here that can like tell me if I'm not doing a good job or if I should change.
This is not a question of needing to change stuff. This is a question of you giving your best, giving your all to disguise people at this moment. So I would make a roll, and I would make it with whatever, like with, I guess, Dex, your stealth ability, because you're giving it. You have your time to give it your all. Yeah, and everyone watching you, I would even say, is a 19, but 17 works as well. And that you only have to do one roll from it. So, your disguising goes off without a hitch. What do you disguise Nicholas as?
Ragnar eyes the red wig and coconuts real hard, but decides instead just to give him gray hair, a wrinkled, old, scarred-looking face. He provides him a long cloak and a walking cane with a special hilt that he can actually hide his rapier in the cane. So
Okay.
he should emulate an old man.
You wouldn't take a walking cane from an old man, would you? Walk.
Hopefully not.
And how about everyone else? How do you disguise everyone else? You don't have to roll. But...
Nicholas is gonna
All right,
find
well,
the
then-
reflective service.
Is Duck going?
I believe the plan is
A
everyone.
reflective
see.
surface.
How is Duck gonna be disguised? Or I mean, I can just fold my shirt up over my head like this, so it's Garden Cloak. I used to do that.
Well, if they're
So
looking
Ragnar
for-
will just go through his tickle trunk, and there are wigs and clothes flying in every which direction. It doesn't really matter how everyone's dressed, but
Okay.
you're all different.
So everyone's disguised, and then Nicholas, you're gonna lead as an old man.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jorah says, saying a slight, a quiet arcana, quiet word in an arcane language before shifting into a different face, a slightly taller body and a slightly thinner frame, and says, "All right, follow me." He heads on over to the door in this dark room, opens it up a crack, and sunlight pours in, lighting the front of the room just a little bit before checking and then opening it up all the way, stepping out into the daylight. Lead the way, he says, pointing over at Nicholas, waiting for you to step out.
Do we know where we are?
As you step out of the building, you're surrounded by quiet streets. There doesn't seem to be anybody, and what seems like melted building. Seems like every other building is destroyed, decrepit, either unattended to ruin or stone that's been melted and deformed. The more perceptive of you will notice you're in the Brimstone Ward. Something you walked by when you went to the new town market. In the craftsman.
Should we go check out our capes?
We're nearby.
It's only been like
Smacks
6
Ragnar with the
hours
cane.
or so.
I know
Probably takes a little
he
longer
said
than that to make a cape.
he said a week, but maybe it's been done in like 4 hours.
Yeah, maybe he's going to smooth it down. No?
Araya works very fast.
Nicholas legit smacks Ragnar with his cane.
I don't think you want to be starting a war with a rogue who has an invisible mate.
This is what you get for not listening to me.
Are you going to hit each other, or are we going to make our way to the main? Jorah.
Come this way. Follow me. Yes.
Follow me. Oh my god.
Ragnar just sighs and he's like, "Oh, I regret this already. Let's go, Grandpa."
Nicholas,
I'm having
you
fun. This is funny.
are leading the way. Can you make this is a skill challenge time? Could you tell me what skill that you are proficient in that you were using to disguise yourself as you're walking by to seem inconspicuous?
Ooh. That I'm proficient in?
You must be proficient in skill challenges. You must be proficient in.
Well then I suppose it would be persuasion.
Okay, please roll persuasion. You reach the streets south of the Newtown Market, and your old-looking face and your cackly voice seem to persuade just about everybody that you walk by that you're an old man leading a group of misfits, but nothing out of the ordinary in a larger town like Rarities.
I will note that
You
while
continue
Nicholas looks like an old man and is hunched over, he's actually got his back, his sack on his back, so he looks like a sort of really old merchant type.
Oh. Some people approach you every now and then as if they're going to buy a ware, but decide against it and walk away. However, you seem to be convincing just about everybody that you are quite normal here. You're not out of the ordinary in this town. You make it about to the bridge when someone picks out Duck. He's got a very tall stature, very big stature. His
Not
disguise
helped
kit
by
is
the
well
fact that he's
done.
wearing a top hat.
But Duck, could you please use a skill which you are proficient in to get yourself unnoticed to the main? You can use any proficient skill that you have as long as you can explain to me why it makes sense.
Okay.
Literally anything. If you make it make sense. I'll give
Duck is going to.
And it can't be persuasion because persuasion is already.
Okay. Duck is gonna try and use his athletics skill to. Are we in a crowded area?
Yeah, you're crossing the bridge now. It's decently crowded. There are people walking by.
Okay, Duck is going to employ evasive maneuvers. He's gonna like squat down a little bit and like start like twisting through the crowd to try and lose himself among the people and briefly like change up his clothes a little bit as if he was stalking prey in the tundra.
And you're using athletics for that?
Yes.
I'll allow it. Okay, please roll athletics.
Okay, it's gonna say grapple, but it's really athletics because I have expertise.
Perfect.
Okay.
You successfully duck down your time with your herd, allowing you to move in such an uncomfortable position as you quickly shift some of your clothes and hide amongst the crowd before standing up and seemingly have been lost by any prying eyes you might have felt. At this, you've now arrived down by the Old Town Market without a hitch so far, as someone eyes you a bit strangely from a bench, Mercalli. Can you please make a skill check with not persuasion and not athletics that you are proficient to hide yourself?
Sure. So, Mercalli is going to try to look like the really interested tourist and paying really close attention to architecture and any kind of statues and whatnot that might be around, and just somebody who is clearly not interested in, or not dangerous in any way, but just interested. So try to do a history check.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. I'll allow that. Okay. You walk down and you begin looking around at some of the older architecture, actually, that is in this location, considering it's the Old Town area. And being interested in history, you actually do catch some of the older architectural styles and some of the older statues and other things that are act as decor around the market itself, and you successfully blend yourself in as prying eyes seem to dissipate. You don't feel like you're being watched anymore as you all arrive at Maine. Now,
Yes, follow me.
as you approach Nicholas in the front, you see two guards different than before. You can take it right away, you can tell they're different. One's a bit taller, one's a bit fatter. They're definitely not the same guard. But In front of these guards, with their backs turned to you, seemingly trying to get in, are two individuals in what seem to be very elaborate and expensive armor. The taller male of the group has short, almost bronze-colored hair. And from the back, without even seeing his face, you can tell he's a very young, handsome man. And his armor is adorned with small dragons here and there chiseled into it. Probably trying to blend with it. Different dragons here and there adorned onto the armor, all with a bronzish color. On his very back, you can see a 1 inscribed into the armor on his back. Next to him is a shorter, very pretty woman with light silvery hair, silverish armor, and dragons again adorned all over it. And on her back is a 2 embedded. They seem to be speaking with the guard.
Well then, I will approach, continuing my facade.
Okay.
And I guess I'll try and approach slowly, because I'm such an old. I'm so old, my bones they hurt.
Follow old Nickelbottom, yes.
Are you saying this in earshot of the guards and the two people?
No, just like as I'm walking, and then once I get within earshot, I'll just kind of quiet down and try and listen as I approach.
All right. Can you make a perception check for me? You hear the man of the two in the dragon-styled armor. You hear him say, "Yes, we're here to see Eric. He requested our assistance in something." You can't quite make out what the guard said, but the man seems to speak up again. "Do I really need to explain who I am? No one has the balls to walk around the city looking like me and her. Please let me through. I don't need to show you my papers." "No! You... Dekon, now get out of my way!" And this is what you're hearing from the conversation. You do not hear what the guards are saying. "Good. All right. I will be talking to the captain about this." Guards these days, he says as the guards... Dekon stops for a moment and turns around. "Are you talking to me?"
Yes, you and the fair lady next to you, yes.
As he turns around, as does Tracia, the two of them turn around. You can see their eyes. His are a light brown, a striking light brown, and hers are pale gray, similar to their hair. Both very, almost unnatural in color, but strikingly handsome. "What is it, old man?"
One moment, just writing some things down.
Sure.
Okay. So I will approach a bit further, shambling a bit faster.
Forgive my intrusion. Would you mind helping me into the main? I have business in there, yes. My poor eyes, I can't see too well the names of these streets, nor the numbers upon the buildings. I have a delivery to make.
I'd suggest you don't lie to me. It's not very nice of you.
Who's
Do you have papers to get in?
Nicholas will rummage through his sack and through his pockets, and then kind of produce with a shaking hand
Here.
and show the seal with Eric's seal on it. The paper saying.
Decon is gonna try to take it to read from you. Are you gonna let him pull it from your hand?
Yes.
He takes it, looks it over. Fire. All right, these seem to check out. The signature seems legitimate. Here, he hands it back to you. Well, you can follow us in there, old man, he says. Tracy gives you a smile and a wink as the two of them turn away and begin to walk in. This man's allowed in with, are those your companions? He says.
As motley as they may seem, yes, my family is quite different.
Family, yes. All right.
God, Pappy, you're so uncool.
Shut up before I throw you back into the gutters where I found you.
Decon gives a slight shaking of his head while Tracy gives you a giggle and a smile before the two of them push past the guards and into the main. The guards step out of their way and let you in.
As soon as we are within the gates, is there like a portcullis of some kind or an actual closing door?
Yes, they're standing. The portcullis is currently up. They're standing underneath the portcullis. That's what the gate.
Okay, I assume. But does it close once people who need to go through pass through?
No, it stays open currently.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I will follow them until we are out of eyesight of the gate itself, like the opening of the gate.
Okay. They are briskly walking towards the main castle, the castle main, the proper, down the road, and after just a minute or two, you bend around some trees and you're not visible.
As soon as we are no longer visible, Nicholas will straighten up and just an audible crack in his back and his neck. Oh, that hurt far too much than I'm comfortable with.
So tell me, why are you all disguised if you're going to enter the main?
I think that we should save that matter for later. There may be people watching. Could we find a place that's more private?
Well, we're heading to the castle right now. There's not much more private than there.
Good. Let's talk of brighter things until then. I am Takumi. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You are Decon?
Yes, I am Decon. This is Tracia. I am the first, and she's the second claw. Dragon.
Claws.
Nicholas will produce a grandiose bow, even in his disguise. Nicholas, sweetheart, yourselves.
Decon gives you a disapproving look as you bow. However, Tracia smiles happily and returns a bow herself. It is good to meet you, Nicholas. Now, why
Blessing.
should I speak to any of you?
Firstly, blessings of Vandria upon you. I hear that you ensure order, or what little there is of it, in this place.
Yes.
I'm glad that one person does that. We would like to discuss this with you once we've reached the castle. However, there is an important matter that we think we could help you and you could help us with.
Until we are away from prying eyes, I will say this, and only this. It is a matter of life and death. We would not come to you if we did not need the assistance.
I have more pressing things to attend to. Tracia, if you're bored, you can talk to them. I'm leaving. Decon turns around and begins walking away. Tracy.
Oh, weren't we walking this whole time?
Yeah, he's now turning to walk faster.
Oh, okay.
He turned around and started
we are walking
jogging
this
backwards.
I'm going this way now. Bye. It's one of those awkward moments when you say bye, but you're going in the same direction.
Yeah.
No, Decon looks at all of you, slows for a moment, and says, Tracia, if this suits your fancy, then have fun, but I'm leaving. And he does walk a bit faster, walking away, seemingly ignoring everyone.
Well, he sure is a cheery fellow.
Oh, you get used to him. What's it you need? We can chat while we talk. Prying ears don't really exist in the main. Unless you're talking about mine. I love gossip.
Have you heard of the new spiders they're shipping around? They seem to be very good at weaving webs. Have you heard anything of that?
Is that thieves' cant?
No, but I hope my meaning is clear.
Oh, it's quite clear. I was going to say it's not very good thieves' cant, if that was the case. But, yes, I have. There's a lot going on. In fact, I was told when we came in the city that something happened earlier today, down in the downtown Farthing.
Oh yes, that was us.
That was you! Oh, tell me all about it. What happened? At this point, you're heading towards the portcullis, which sits in the wall right outside the castle.
Alright,
What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? I understand stage fright is something, but there's no need to be afraid in front of me. I won't tell any secrets.
there we go. Okay. I had to set something up, sorry. So...
No problem.
Nicholas is going to just regale her with the tale of their combat and chase through the city streets with a loathsome band of brigands.
Oh my! So the spider web is after all of you? Whatever for?
No, not all of us. Well, maybe now. But to be quite frank, I don't understand why they wouldn't be after me. I'm so dashing.
That you are. Then who are they after?
Ragnar will put his hand up.
Do you allow Jorah to put his hand up as well? Or no?
Yeah, Jorah will put his hand up as well.
Okay, so Jorah, Ragnar, the two of you lift your hands. She'll look at the two of you. Oh, what did you do to cross such a powerful organization? At this point, you're stepping up the steps into the actual castle.
Ragnar will just start. I never have crossed them before. When they first grabbed me, they called me by a different name I had never heard before. I'm unsure who this person is, but I fear they've mistaken me for this other. I don't remember the name. Baron? Karen, maybe?
Interesting, she says. And you? What's your story? She says, turning Jorah.
He drinks and he knows things.
He drinks and he knows. All right. Well, I'm interested. I doubt you're going to get Decon to help, whatever it is. But I have some free time. Decon's the one who always goes to talk to Fireheart anyway. What is it you need? She says. This point, you're already in the main hall of the actual. Decon's nowhere to be seen.
Now that we're in the main hall, Nicholas will. This whole time they're walking, Nicholas has just been removing small pieces of his disguise here and there, and replacing it with his normal attire. Probably by this point, maybe he's.
Are you still walking? Are you still walking with the awesome cane?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, just as he puts his weight on it, Ragnar would like to use Mage Hand to just swat the cane out from under.
Okay, that's perfect, because as he does that, Nicholas will roll and grab his hat from his sack and then just gently place it upon his head.
Does a Willy Wonka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The
I clap.
Yeah.
I get a clap.
Iris Vale lets out a clap at your dexterous move, Nicholas. As does Tracia. Wow, that was very dexterous. What's all this sort of showmanship for?
The show never ends.
I do like that.
But as to your question,
Yes.
we're on a rescue mission.
Ooh, a rescue mission. What are we rescuing? Who are we rescuing?
Child.
A child. At that,
Assuming.
Joris pipes up. Well, she's not really a child. She's my child, but she's not kid anymore. Ah, you're here to save his child? Is that what I'm hearing?
Much.
I'm here to check
Well-
on a friend.
Oh, good. All these nice things you need to. Well, how were you expecting me to help you?
It seems as if these men want nothing more than chaos. You seem to be people who mean to bring order, so we thought it would be under your purview.
Well, definitely something Decon interested in. You sound somewhat like him, but I'm not sure. What's in it for me? Oh, I'm just kidding. Of course I'll help you. But I need to keep up appearances. Oh, well, you can tell me a story for free then. I would love that. But, it all depends on how much help you're looking for. What is it you would like me to do?
At the moment, we have no plan aside from Bodge and like damned heroes.
And where are we saving this girl?
Should probably have a little
Was
bit more
it the bug
caution.
house? Or what? The bug house?
The Bug Hall. So
The
you're
bug hole.
you're trying to rescue someone from the den of the spiders.
Makes for a damned story,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Huh.
Sounds like idiot talk.
It does. But I think I can help. Now, it's not really my style to go in there sword swinging, killing everything in my way. But I can go in there with a few town guards and make a ruckus. Maybe distract them to allow you to perhaps sneak in there unnoticed.
This matter interests you then?
It interests me. I can speak to Decon for you, but I'm pretty sure he's busy.
Hmm.
He actually has business here. We just travel as pairs for safety reasons.
It's fair.
From the stories I've heard, he doesn't need any help.
Well,
Or is it the
He's
other way
in-
around? You're there to keep him in check.
I think that's more. You know, he can get a little out of hand.
I think out of hand is what we need at the moment. Is there no way that we might speak to him right now?
Well, right now he's probably speaking to Eric. I would not recommend intruding. You can try, but you won't leave him in a good mood. I'm not sure what room they made off to, but it seems like they went towards the war room.
I'm afraid this whole matter has put me in a bad mood. I would like to head there, if you don't mind excusing me. Takumi's gonna head off that way.
Okay. As for the rest of you?
No, stop. Don't. Come back.
Takumi, you head off in the direction which Tracy had nodded her head. It seems to be in the back right of the grand hall. There seems to be a hallway. To the right, Nicholas can recognize the hall down towards the Court Wizards area. But if you keep going straight down this hallway, you'll hear a few voices echoing out of a room. Now, as you approach, there's a guard standing in front of a closed door, and he says, "Halt! You're not supposed to be back here."
I am. I have business with Dekon. I must speak with him immediately.
Do you have a name?
I am Takumi.
All right, hold on. He turns around, opening the door, stepping in. Dekon, I'm sorry, but there is a visitor for you by the name of Takumi. You hear a voice from inside. I don't know anyone with that name. Tell him to go away. You hear this. Do you want to say something? The guard's no longer standing in front of him.
Yeah, Takumi's gonna poke his head through the door and say, "It's an important matter. If you'll just listen to me for a moment, we might get along."
Oh, it's you. Well, fine. One moment. He turns to Eric Fireheart and says, "I'm sorry, my liege, but I'll be right back. The sooner I get this over with, the sooner we can get back to business." Eric seems to give him a bow and steps back as Dekon leaves the room and walks down the hall a few feet. What did you need? What was it, Kumi?
Sir, how much do you know of the spider's web?
Too much. It's a band of thieves, vagrants, scum.
And you know where they live?
I don't know where most of them, but it seems like they like to hang around the bug hall.
What do you say that we remove them from their premises? A bit of spring cleaning for the new year.
Are you suggesting I walk in there and begin killing people?
I'm suggesting that we make our presence known and lock up all criminals on the site.
That might be easier said than done.
Hey, I'm saying it.
I have business to attend to here.
Business more important than a festering eyesore in your own city?
War. I'm here for war. Though I understand your point, and I do agree with you.
I will say only this. Thank you for your time. But in my country, they say that it is more important to clean the barn than the road leading up to it. If your affairs are not in order here, how can you trust that your war will go smoothly?
There's more to this situation than I will tell you now. But if you want my help, I can offer tomorrow night. There's
I
not
thank you for your time.
too much I can do. The bug hall is an infestation. I'm not on a suicide. But I can go in there, break some bone, crack some skull.
You'll have my aid until my last breath. I give you my word.
All right. Well, I'll be in the main until tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, if you still want my help, come find me.
Takumi nods and takes his leave after bowing just slightly.
Dekon turns around and turns back. Tracia is turning to the lot of you and says, "Well, he's got a pair on him if he's going to go interrupt Dekon."
Yeah.
He's a very determined kind of person.
An idiot, one might say.
Determination seems to be something Dekon likes, so maybe they'll get along. I'm not sure. But as I
He
said,
does have a way about him.
good.
He grows on.
Grows
Like
on
moss.
like moss. Well,
Humor.
at this point, you have returned, Takumi.
Okay.
From your short talk. How'd it go?
As well as could be expected. Tomorrow night, the plan will be put in place.
He agreed to help you. You must grow on people. You're right, he says. She says, looking at you, Mercalli. Now, did you still want my help, or would you prefer Dekon's?
Our hands are always useful.
Yell at him. Tell him just make me end it.
Dekon rolls a little bit different, if you know what I mean.
This
I can come, but to keep him in check.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the evidence.
This is a situation that calls for even the aid of a cat's paw. We would be happy to have your company.
Besides, would you truly miss out on creating a story such as this?
Hold on.
Is a good point. Tomorrow night, we said?
Well, let me teach you this real quick.
Yes,
All
tomorrow
right.
night.
Then tomorrow night it is. Dekon and I shall be here in the main. Yes? I have a few friends to catch up with. I'll talk to you all later. She says, bowing
Indeed.
and
Speaking
walking.
of friends, I must find Mariana.
I'll teach you a command afterwards too to help you out.
Yeah. You can go looking for it if you want.
Definitely.
Okay, wait, where would you like to check? You want to check the court wizard's place first, or?
Yeah, that'll be the first place I check.
Oh my god, I'm way too big.
Okay. Heading in there, you head into the room once again, the familiar room with the many little baubles and pots full of different liquids and bookshelves and all sorts. You don't see Mariana in here. The door into the other storage area is currently closed, and you don't hear any rummaging as of right now. Doesn't seem like Mariana is at least in this room.
Alright, just gonna continue my search, and if I find her father first, I'm assuming he's in the war room, but if I run into him on his way to there or something, I'll ask him first.
So if you type in
Sure. You can also there's servants walking around here and there. There's guards doing small patrols. You can ask any of them as well.
Yeah, I'll approach the nearest. We'll start with the servants because better not to bother the guard if possible. Start with one of the nearest servants and ask them where she might be.
Oh, you approach a middle-aged woman sweeping up what seems to be some piles of filth in one of the corners of the hall. And I assume you ask where Mariana might be. She says, well, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's in her quarters. Now, I'm not sure if you're allowed up there, but you could ask the guards. If you go onto the left side of the grand hall here, she says, pointing on the opposite wall of where the court wizard's room was. If you head right upstairs, you'll find a hallway. I believe her father's sleeping chambers are 3 doors down on the right of that hallway.
3 doors down to the right. Thank you very much. Nicholas will actually hand her 2 silver pieces.
Thank you, kind sir, she says, and pockets the silver pieces.
No!
Thank you, kind. That's how she says it.
I know that reference. Stop.
Yeah.
That
One
It
more
sounds
coin,
familiar.
and I can buy a pair of shoes.
Aw.
She thanks you and she pockets the silver coins. Oh, with a smile before going back to sweeping. What is everyone else doing while Nicholas is looking around for Mariana? Are we following him?
Oh no, I'm going to find Trenton Rodiger.
Are you making your intentions known?
After Nicholas takes his leave, I walk up to the nearest guard and say, "Is Trenton Rodiger still in the area?"
Trenton Rodiger.
Lord of
No.
Brewery.
Brewery, yes, I'm aware. Name does ring a bell. No, I don't think so. If you check one of the inns, I think he was in the Blue Tankard. Last what I heard, he likes to do bender, so he's probably somewhere up there. Otherwise, I'd poke around Blackwell Keep. That's his liege lord's home. That's where I would check.
Very well. And that is within the main?
No, Blackwell Keep is actually on the other side of town. He may be at the Blackwell Mansion in the main, but I doubt it.
Very well. Thank you.
Of course. As for the rest of you?
Ragnar's like biting his tongue and like trying not to just steal everything that's shiny in the
You notice Jorah is having the same little problem next to you. Gives you a knowing look of like, I know, this is hard.
Well, Takumi is about to go to a place where he wouldn't object to some thievery, aka the Blackwell Manor. So, that's where I'm going.
Duck is gonna go check on his cake.
Okay.
Wait,
And-
I wasn't gonna leave the main. Are you gonna leave the main?
Yes.
Oh man, he's a tough boy.
He wants his
Being
cape.
all by yourself. And then, Mercalli, who are you gonna follow?
He's gonna keep an eye on Ragnar and Jorah.
Okay. And, Irisville?
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna just like wander around the pretty things.
Sure. Jack, if you want to type out what you're doing, I can read that. And Niklas, you're heading up to see if you can get to Mariana?
Correct.
Okay. You arrive at the stairwell up, but you see a guard standing just at the base of the stairwell. I'm going with the... Okay, so you're checking on your capes. And he looks at you and he says, how can I help you, sir?
Then teleport to me.
I'm a friend of Lady Mariana. Is she in at the moment?
She's up in her room. You must be Niklas.
Indeed.
She spoke of you. He steps aside. You may go.
Thank you, my friend. He'll give a slight bow and then make his way.
Can you roll a perception check for me? So as you're walking down the hall towards what the maid told you was Mariana's room, you hear a slight whisper. I don't know if that was audible.
Very.
Okay. Slight breathing whisper. You can't make out the words. With a quiet bubbling accompanying.
Definitely going to slow down and try and investigate that as quietly as I can.
Can you make a stealth check for me, please? Oh, okay.
Not even proficient in that shit.
As you slowly approach this noise, I'm assuming, you notice it seems to be coming from where you think Mariana's room. The noise gets quietly louder as you approach where her room is. There is. Until you approach the door, or what do you do?
Definitely going to approach the door and just try and remain hidden for now and just observe as best I can. See what's going on.
Okay. Again, you hear this quiet but audible sound. With the bubbling being a little bit louder now. It's all the whispering takes on almost a melodic tune as it goes on, and you can almost hear this voice like it's humming. The voice itself is definitely not Mariana, and it's not a familiar one. In fact, you might even say it's inhuman in a way. But as you're sitting there, that seems to be what you can pick up from this sound from the door, through the door at least.
Nicholas is going to slowly start to draw his rapier just a little bit. The door is shut, right?
Door is shut.
Okay. Can I check to see if it is locked without alerting whatever's on the other side?
If you roll me a stealth check to do that. Or sleight of hand, actually. Sleight of hand. Jesus!
Some
okay.
bitch, yes.
Yes, you may open... you can check the door to see if it's locked. It is not locked. You can turn the actual... It's not locked.
Okay, cool. So if it's not locked, I'm just gonna push it open just a small hair with my free hand, and try and see if I can't see inside.
So you open the door just a slight bit, peering inside. You can see what seems like an ordinary bedroom, but a bit of smoke, I guess would be the right way to say it. It looks like smoke or steam pooling at the top of the room, like at
could
the
it
ceiling.
Makes me think of incense, actually.
Yeah, almost, yeah. The whispering is a little bit louder now, keeping on with the melodic tone, but you don't see any body inside. You just see the steam. You can see a crack in there with like a bit of a bed and a bit of a table kind of thing.
It's not creepy at all.
What would you like to do?
Thinking for a moment.
Mm-hmm, of course.
And I can't see the bed or anything. I just see just a basic.
You
bedroom.
see a little crack of the bed. Like you can't really make up many details of like what is in there. Besides, you can see like a little bit of a bed, a little bit of a table, and some incense seeming fog smoke from it. That's really all you can make out through the crack.
Can I tell roughly from where in the room the smoke is coming from? Like, is it coming from behind the door?
The smoke and the sound seems to be coming from the way you're opening the door. I'm imagining to the left. So you open it, it pushes in and to the left. And from there, it would be into the left of the room. So to see where the smoke is like definitely coming from, you have to open the door all the way, basically, the direction.
Okay. Shit. Alright, so there's that idea. Okay. Actually, I can use that. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
And it should let me know how many creatures are in the room. I want to make sure that whatever I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like Mariana, but maybe it has her if she's still in there.
Okay. Yeah, cast Detect Thoughts. Or, well, I mean, there's no save or anything against it, right? There's nothing special. It's just, you can tell. To my knowledge.
Once you cast it, you kind of know what's on the forefront of their mind, but nothing deeper. If you want to go deeper, it's a dex save, or not a dex save. It's a save.
It's a wisdom
and
save.
whether they pass or fail, they know the spell is.
Yeah.
So you can't see anything in the room yet. So you wouldn't. You could cast Detect Thoughts, but you wouldn't be able to cast it on anything. You have to be able to see whatever you're casting.
Right. That's to read its mind. I have to be able to see it to read the surface thoughts, but I can tell if there's anything else in there just by casting
to
it.
detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You only detect one creature. Only one.
Okay.
Would you like to read its thoughts and see if it detected it, or at least read the surface thoughts?
Can I do that?
Once you detect the presence of a creature in this way, you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration, as described above, even if you can't see it, but it still must be within range. Yes, you can.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, then yeah, absolutely.
Okay, are you doing surface, or are you doing deeper than surface?
For right now, just the surface.
Okay. Death, pain, agony, suffering, and a longing for all of these things. That is all you detect. 1 second, y'all.
Okay.
What do you like? What would you like? Hmm? So you detect death, suffering, pain, like I said, a longing for all of these things.
Like a personal longing, or like a longing to
Like a longing to cause these things.
Okay. that being the case... Oof, man. Alright, Nicholas has his rapier drawn, I would assume, so I'm going to go ahead and try and probe deeper.
Okay.
I mean, one of two things is going to happen, and either way, it's going to know I'm there.
It knows you're there no matter what.
Yeah, because my other option, aside from run down and get help... Oof. But I don't know if by the time we would get back, if it would be gone. This definitely sounds like a spell it's kind of casting.
It sounds like it's doing something. With your little arcane... Why don't you roll an arcana check for me and see if I can tell you a little more. Yeah, it's definitely doing something magical. You can't really tell if it's a spell or a potion or whatever. If it's making something, you don't know. But it's definitely magical in there.
I'm going to retreat for now and get the guard that I passed.
Okay.
And alert him to what's going on.
Sure. How are you retreating? Fast, slow, quiet? What are you doing?
I'm going to move back as slowly as I can.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna back away and go look for the guard.
Yes.
Sounds good. You head down the stairs and you find the guard standing there, guarding the stairs. What would you like to just ask him?
I feel something is wrong. Fetch help as soon as you can. Something is inside of Lady Mariana's room, and it is not her.
Are you sure? Let's go look. Let's go look right now. He says and follows you up the stairs. All right. Should I go in first? He asks this a couple, like, a good like 10, 15 feet away from the door. He's not asking, like, right outside.
Right.
He's not like, oh, yeah, he's walked up the stairs at this point.
You enter first. I'll be exactly right behind you.
Okay. All right. We'll approach slowly, I guess. He gives you a worried look, but he readies his weapon. And,
Nicholas's rapier is drawn and ready to go.
Steps up to the door and quickly bashes it in and steps in. What? Do you step in behind him?
Absolutely.
There is nothing in the room. It's pretty empty. There doesn't seem to be much fog left. Still a little bit, but nothing really much. But no sign of anybody in the room.
Something is afoot.
You hear footsteps coming down the hall. What are you doing in my room?
Mariana.
Coming. If you stick your head out the door, you'll see her coming down the opposite side from the stairs. So not from up the stairs, but from the opposite side of the hallway. What are you doing there?
I heard something.
You heard something?
Yes, Never mind, it was possibly just the long night and everything. My apologies.
All right, well...
I simply thought you were in danger.
Thank you for being so considerate to check, but... I'm fine, so... It's a bit strange to bash into my room like that, but I do appreciate the thought.
Can I roll an insight on this?
Yes, you can.
Damn.
Oh, mother. She's telling the truth.
All right.
She completely appreciates the thought of that. She's a bit, to be honest, a bit freaked out that you kind of bashed into her room, but she steps up into the room and walks over to a small cauldron, which seems to be where the fog was coming out of, and mixes it a bit with a spoon nearby and says, "Oh, my stew is almost done."
Oh, wait.
Would you like any?
No.
Father says I'm a pretty good cook.
I appreciate the thought, but before I came over, I had a hearty meal.
Well,
To be quite frank, I hadn't expected to see you again so soon.
yes, I just saw you not too long ago. What seems to be the matter?
Nicholas will kind of apologize to the guard for bothering him.
He gives you a bit of an annoyed look, but nods and walks away.
Forgive me, my friend. Specters from the war, I'm sure, just plaguing my mind still.
Yeah, I'll say.
I'll give him a silver for his trouble, at the very least.
His grimace changes a bit more into a smile, but he still seems a bit annoyed as he walks away.
Can I look around her room to see if I see anything resembling what I detected? Any clues or anything to what happened, what I missed?
Yeah, yes you can. Do you want to roll perception or an investigation?
I'll just do a perception for now, just to see if I have an idea. See if something catches my eye or anything.
Okay.
I don't want to start tearing apart her room.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably wouldn't let you. She's right there. Good roll. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a small glass case on a shelf that was earlier obscured by the door. It's a small glass case sitting behind a book, almost as if someone tried to hide it, with a purple flower in it, familiar pink and purple flower. And I think yeah. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, is it missing any petals or anything?
Nope, it's a full flower, but it's definitely under purple. It's that flower.
I'm still so sorry to have barged in. I'm a bit embarrassed, truth be told. I was worried about you. We got into a scuffle with some brigands shortly after leaving, and just, it made me think of how many spies and cutthroats are in this town, and how us even being around you may have turned you into a target, and I couldn't live with myself if that were the truth.
Well, I appreciate thought once again, but I should be all right. Father's a powerful man, and these brigands would most likely not step in and bother.
Who's the other fairy?
Even if they saw me come in with, I doubt they'll bother me. Know you, but barely.
What was that? You went
It's-
robotic for a moment.
Oh, I said I know you, but I barely. You, I mean, we've traveled together for a little bit. You did save my life. I doubt these brigands would seek to harm me to get. But thank you.
You have a fair point. I just
And you're.
suppose I am a bit paranoid after everything I've been through.
I understand. Well, I'm going to be leaving for brewery earlier than expected. I have all the things I need, and after my stew, I think I'll be heading out tonight.
A fair point. A fair idea. Especially given the circumstances.
Yeah. Well, I need to eat and finish packing some of my my belongings. You sure you don't want any stew?
I'll have a small bowl. If nothing else, I can help you pack.
Well, thank you very much. She turns around and grabs a bowl out of a cupboard and ladles you a bit of the stew. And I think I'm gonna call it there. I need to go to sleep badly.
Yep.
Yes. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep. So
Boy.
That was me 2 days ago. I know your pain.
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So it was a pretty long session this time. Lots of role playing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next session, Ragnar, if you want to look through the rules, I wrote them all into the little thing there. And if you have any questions, obviously I can tell you more, give you more answers about how he works, follow his work.
Okay, sounds good.
And if anyone else has any questions, yeah. Otherwise, I would like to thank everyone for coming out. Jack or Evan, even though you didn't have a mic, thank you for coming out. Thank you for listening. It's good.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is.
Smiley. All right. I'm gonna go fall asleep.
All right.
Good night.
See you guys
Good
All
night,
right.
later.
everybody.
Well, good night, guys.
Night, guys.